going on, everybody? Hopefully everyone has had a great week and start to your weekend. Today is Saturday. Starting next week, we will be live streaming on Friday nights. So we're doing another schedule shakeup, right? But starting next week, we'll be going live on Fridays. That way, you guys can enjoy your weekends and kick it off with a little bit of a hangout on Friday nights, right? And that way, my work doesn't have my streaming schedule in a chokehold. But yeah, anyway, guys, today we are going to be playing some Crown Wars: The Black Prince, and I don't really remember too much of what we were doing. It's been like 2-3 weeks since we've visited this game, and I'm excited. All I remember is that I like bears. So yeah, without further ado, we're going to continue with the liking of bears, right? So my big fat head is currently in the covering up the stuff that we got here, but I'm in the bottom right section, which is basically just the menu, right? So just trust that I'm clicking on menu buttons, guys. But yeah, looking at it, Overlord has 1 wound, 1 out of 1 wound, and he's got 7 days in the chapel. Right, we had a lot of injuries, didn't we? Okay, so Overlord's hurt. Elise is hurt, so we've got 2 people that have taken damage. But let's go ahead and just see how this is going to go, right? We'll take a look at the overworld map here and start getting prepped and ready to push for our for our standard whatchamacallits, these things, story missions. Yeah, the actual story scenarios. The market has been restocked, cool, and now it looks like we're going to be in for a bit of a pickle. I'm gonna be honest here. All right. Looks like all the enemies just got stronger. I don't know how they got stronger, but we're about to find out. We're going to go ahead and go to the forge, see what we can upgrade real quick, right? And it looks like we've got a lot of things that we can reinforce, right, for reinforced. And then we got some items that we can get refined, which is going to be the tier 2 upgrade, right? And then we can't do anything for superiors. What do we have? We already have the reinforced halberd and the reinforced mace, as well as reinforced axe, bow, and crossbow. So let's go for like a refined crossbow, right? Or something like that. A refined crossbow, and that should give us a little bit more damage going, and hopefully that'll help us out quite a bit with at least armor pen, right? Take a look at our barracks real quick. I do know that we need to start getting some more units prepped because we have been losing units pretty badly, actually, if you want to think about it that way. Okay, so we do have a bear unit, and let's do I do want to do, let's do coordinated strike, and then we can do a execution with the bear as well on this unit. And for weapons, I am a fan of trying to use a crossbow, because that'll give us a little bit of mix between range and a melee, right? And Thibault, we're going to give you, we'll give you coordinated strike, and then we're going to give you surveillance. That way you and the dog can do some damage as well. Anyone else that needs upgrades real quick? Guillaume. We're going to have to rename some of these people. But let's do... We'll do questionable science, and then we're going to do... no, we're going to do pitch and then extra fire. That way we have more offensive capabilities here. And then he can stick with a crossbow. I don't want him to use a bow. Let's see, anyone else? We got Godfrey with a halberd. I'm okay with that. I do like halberds quite a bit. And then we will give you Verdict's pretty good. Protector's okay as well. Fervor's pretty good. Let's do... We don't need to use Embolden to generate an armor point. Oh, that's for target and yourself, so that's multiple. I don't know. I do like being able to heal yourself and gain haste on a cooldown. So let's do both of these, select both of those, and then we'll see what else we can do here. Let's do a little bit of a different mix here for this one, and then Theo, good old Theo. I don't think Theo actually needs anything. I think he's just healing right now. Gonna grab some caltrops. Yvonne, let's see here. So Wallace is built like a weapons master with an axe, right? Okay. Yvonne, let's set you up as kind of a scoundrel. Let's do attacks from behind and weapon master. Yeah, we'll do that. And then that's basically everyone has been leveled up at this point. We could go ahead and start recruiting more people. Oh my god, look at all the bears. Look at all the bear units, guys. There's so many. We could recruit like 4 or 5 of them, but we're not going to, but we could. We could. I'm definitely tempted to, but we're gonna hold off on that. We could probably... No, we can't upgrade the forge yet. And then we have our reinforced halberd and reinforced axe. Let's go to the market, because I think it's time for us to start buying some consumables as well. And that would be at the laboratory. Things are going to start getting a little sketchy if we don't start, you know, buying a bunch of items here. Wait, can we upgrade this to level 2? Yeah, we can. Cool. Let's upgrade the lab to level 2. And now let's see if we can enhance bomb. That's what we're going to research. We're going to need better heals at this point. Okay. Now let's go ahead and prep for a couple of battles here. So we do have a couple assassinations and whatnot, but I do want to see recommended companion level 4. Do I have a full squad of level 4 companions? We have like Adric, right? We have Sendrin. Okay, Sendrin's pretty solid. Overlord's injured, so we can't send him. Theo isn't injured, but he can't quite go yet, right? Elise can't go because she's... I mean, we're not even full level 4s yet. Like Theo, Gwenole, Falks, all these guys are level 4, but we can't get a full party of level 4s yet. So now that I know that it recommends level 4s, let's go ahead and start getting our level 3 guys prepped for leveling up. So we'll send out Guillaume, Emily, and we will send out we need Wallace to get leveled up a bit. All right, so we have 2 ranged units and 1 semi-tank. Let's go ahead and get another tank out there, and we'll send out Godfrey. Wallace has some... Okay, we don't have very many consumables right now, so that is going to be kind of an issue, but I think we'll be okay with at least 1 alchemist. We'll send these guys out, and then let's prep. So this one gives us a little bit of wood, a little bit of everything, right? That one only gives us leather. This one only gives us iron. We are a little low on iron, so let's go there, I guess. And this time we'll send out like our big boy squad a little bit. Melisandre and Sendrin can go. We'll send out Aenor. She's only level 2, but should be okay. We don't have a really good tank that we can send out. We have our bear. I guess this will have to work, and hopefully it doesn't go poorly. We'll see how it goes. All right, and now we're just gonna pass the time and wait for our units to get there. And now we're gonna go. Okay, so taking a look at things, right? Real quick. Let's see what this map layout looks like, because I think we'll be okay. This is a capture mission. I didn't really pay too much attention. Oh my lord, they're inside a fort. Okay, this may be a little sketch. They are inside a fort. We need to find a way to like get behind. What are they doing? Oh boy. All right. Well, we're going to first things first. We're gonna move like here, and I kind of want to see if we can get a hold of anything visually without getting spotted. Okay, so it looks like we can get up here and we can fire this way. So that is going to be part of what we're doing here. And it doesn't look like there's any red squares or anything like that over here. So that is our game plan, is going up this way. 17 turns left before defeat. We need to capture the target, track down and eliminate all enemies. And we have a time limit of 17 turns. Okay. I think we'll be all right. I do want to see, it looks like we have another set up over here. And we're going to need to get someone else over there. I don't necessarily want to have her too far away from her bear, though. So we may send out, not Wallace, but, oh, well, actually, you know what? I think that is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to have to split her and her bear up. They've got reinforcements inbound. Okay. Bro, there's a freaking bear like half through the... What are we doing? Why? Like, what is this? Okay. I don't think they're visible from right here, right? But just in case, we'll move our guys up to like right in here. And I'm going to want her all the way over here. And I understand that she's a Beastmaster, right? But also,
yes,
just so we're all on the same page a little bit, we don't necessarily need her to be next to her bear. And yes, I would much rather have our alchemist who...
At your service.
Yeah, you're the fire boy. Well, shit. I think you still have at least one healing flask. You do. Okay. I'm really hoping these siege engines do the work for us.
Yes.
We're actually going to send Wallace all the way around to this edge. And I hope that there's a way for us to get up on top. There is. Okay. So Wallace is going to come over here and hit them from this side. And we're going to try to hit them with like 3 siege engines at the same time. That's ultimately what we're going to do. This one's just the closest. I probably should not have sent Wallace this way, because Wallace is the one that has to capture the enemy. But oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff up here. A lot of goodies. Nope, you. Now, do we have at least one action point to get this started? We do. But we don't have any actual angles here to be able to hit any of these guys from over here. So that is unfortunate. We can aim more this way, actually, now that I look at it, but... Oh. Yeah, okay, so we can shoot some of these guys, right? All right. I'll hold off on using her. And Wallace is not quite in position yet, but we will move him right on up here, right?
At your service.
And we are going to move him right here. we've got our bear that will be able to toss up wherever we need him to go, honestly. Now that I think about it, I kind of wish whatever. This should be fine. Does this go through the wall? No, it does not. All right. Okay. Does this go through the wall? Well, if I do that... If I do that, will it hit her? No, it will not. Whatever. Should be better. I think it'll be better if we do this. Get some damage out. Right. Light them on fire. That dog, I think, like, if some of them run this way, I think we'll have the ability to actually get a hold of them. Okay. Now, cannot quite throw pitch, but we can shoot. Alright, next up, we're gonna get our bear right on up here. We're just gonna be prepped and ready to
at your command.
Receive them, right? That's essentially what we're doing here. Getting into a defensive stance. Okay, do we have an angle on these guys? We do. On at least this guy. This guy's about to have a bad day. All right. Now, we don't have a good angle on using this blunderbuss thing. And I'm not entirely certain that we have a ton of... Well, we have no movement on her right now. But we might be able to, like, loop her around. And Wallace has already moved. So, Wallace is honestly way out of position. And that's going to bite us in the ass here in a second. Did we get blinded?
Damnation!
Yeah, we did. All right, Wallace got hit pretty good. Bear's on the way to her. He dodged, okay. So far, it's not looking too hot. Oh no. Are you serious? Do you guys have that much freaking movement? Bro. How much damage did she take? Yeah, that's definitely not good, but at least they're all on cooldown now.
Very well.
All right. 12 to 17, that ignores armor, bleed, and rooted, right? Okay. So that'll do 12 to 17, 10 to 14. Shoot. Bleeding and rooted, I think, is probably our best bet. And we just want to hit somebody really hard. Like that. That went pretty good, if I do say so myself. Okay. All right. Now let's see here. We are in a bit of a pickle here. 40% accuracy, 25% accuracy. Oh yeah, we're definitely blinded. I forgot about that. And we honestly just need to get down here to where we're in cover, and we need to heal ourselves. So our healing flask has been used, which is not good. We are not looking like we're doing too hot here. Is there a way for us to even like retreat? Flee battle. Okay, cool. All right, guys, and give me like a moment here. All right, I know we just started, but I will be right back. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that, everybody. Okay, now, what exactly are we looking at here? We are looking like we're going to have a bit of a pickle here because these guys are doing some continuous damage output with these siege weapons. We still have to penetrate their defenses, right? Probably phrasing. But we need to get in here and get a hold of this guy, right? Plus, they've got reinforcements inbound. And where are those reinforcements coming from? Up here. That's where they're coming from. And we are also out of healing potential. So, yeah. All in all, going to be a little bit on the sketchy side.
Yes.
But you know what they say? Yeah, I don't know what they say either. It's okay. I think we'll be fine. I'm confident. I'm confident in my abilities to hopefully take these guys out. Get him down into a defensive stance. We got our bear up here still, right? I kind of want the bear to come help out.
Yes.
Her. I don't think we're going to be in a good enough spot for that. And honestly, what we need to do is we need to get her out. How far can we move? More importantly, how far can he move, right? 5 to 8 piercing damage. They automatically crit. The target's bleeding, poisoned, or burning. 3 to 5, 4 to 7. That does 4 to 7. This is 5 to 8. Yeah, I'm not feeling too confident about this. Okay. No matter what, we are going to be able to at least fire once. Okay, we fired once. Firing twice is not going to be recommended. So instead, we're going to run. Get her out of there.
I'm ready.
We could throw some pitch, but I don't think that's really going to be helpful for us. And we also don't really have an angle on anything, right? So put him into the defensive stance. Bear needs to deal damage. 100% has to deal damage. And we can if we get a hold of this lady. Bears are dope. Go smack. 4 to 4 bite. Okay, what's the difference? Teamwork, inflicts, taunted. This one's just a standard attack, slash attack. Okay. Okay. So we hit once, missed once. Okay. Fair. End turn. Pray to RNG gods. Pray into the RNG gods. This guy here is really low. 1 hit. This guy's definitely not low at all. We'll need to take him down a notch or two. This guy's running on his way over. Okay. Bear's on the way over. Bear's doing bear things. Bear's getting healed. All right. Now we're cooking with gasoline. 5 to 8 damage. Okay, that will apply bleed, but I don't care about that right now. I want to straight up nuke a couple of these guys. They need to be gone. We have 1 turn left on you being able to do anything, right? From that, at least. Can you get up here? Okay. Yes, you can. And you have an angle. Wait, why is it more for you to go up this way than it was for... Oh my god.
The hunt is on.
So I'm going to have her come up this way, right? See if we have an angle on anybody. We do not. That is very unfortunate. Okay. We'll move this way. We're gonna hunker down. We're gonna throw our pitch. That may be our better option. Let's do this. Oh, we can't. Damn. Okay, so we threw our pitch. We do have a fire grenade, right? Which will do a decent amount of damage. It'll get at least one kill. But we also don't want this guy to fire again, which is ultimately what is a bigger issue for me. I do not want this guy to be able to fire. Right? So we will take that guy out.
At your command.
Now, Wallace does not have an angle on any of these machines or whatever, right, to actually be able to hit these guys. So what we really need to do with Wallace is we need to get him down here and get these guys tied up to an extent, right? And next up, we also want our bear friend here to take out, ideally, the knight, right? Which also means that we don't get the double attack bonus from our halberdier, but that's okay. I wouldn't mind if we're able to get the bear a little bit more survivability by removing another unit here, but I don't think we can.
Yes.
At least not easily. Both of these things are technically... I need to get this guy locked down. 100% at this point. First things first, that is exactly what we're doing. Okay, he's now weakened. And we are going to go for bleed. And he is now bleeding. Okay. Wallace has this guy locked down. Bear is going to have to do bear things. And I don't want him to take attack of opportunities.
At your command.
So, yeah.
With me.
We're going to attempt to go for a potential kill here. I don't want to hit our own bear, so we're going to have to go for this. Beautiful.
May justice be served.
Okay, that worked. Bear's only going to get hit from probably 3 attacks now instead of like 5. So Bear still has potential to do bear things. Bear's still tanky. This guy's bleeding. He missed. He's gonna use a healing bomb. I'm okay with that, actually. No. Oh no. Ouch. Homie, that was so mean. Bro, did you see what he did? He straight up went up there and like went full on. Oh my god. No.
Ready to go.
That hurt. That hurt a lot. Oh my lord, dude. Freaking straight up to the dome there. I don't think we're gonna be in a good spot with Emily here, and we need to capture this guy. Like, we could try weakening him a little bit, but we're in for a bit of a pickle. I will say that. Oh, well, now she's down. Okay. Oh, so much for that.
At your service.
I was like, well, maybe we'll have a chance. Nope, not at all. Not at all. All right, we should have one movement, 1 point left for actions. Yep. Get that secondary attack in. Nice. All right, Wallace. Now it's your time to shine. 5 to 9 damage, 6 to 10 damage, 100% accuracy. Nice. So he's down. Okay. He's pretty low, but he ain't down yet.
At your service. Yield.
Ferocious scratch. Give me a hit. Okay, cool. We have them for the most part knocked down. We do have this bounty hunter that's going to be going a little bit crazy here.
At your service.
I am a little spooked, but I'm feeling okay for the most part. I don't think he has an angle on us from here. No, he does not. Okay. And bear does not have enough movement to get anywhere, so we're just gonna move the bear down here. And I'm hoping we can salvage this. Okay, he bled out. They have reinforcements inbound. Spooky. Very spooky. Okay. Where are you coming? Where are you going? Did you hit him with a freaking ballista through the gate? Okay. These crossbow shots, like these siege weapons, are a little dumb. Getting a little dumb. Yeah, okay, he's down too. That's unfortunate. Can the bear activate these things? I don't, surely not. I don't think the bear can. Do I want to try it with the bear? Do we try this? I think we do. I think we try it just for the funsies. I think we try to shoot a ballista with a bear. I want to see what happens. No. Okay, we can't. All right, well. Damn, that would have been funny. That would have been so freaking cool. Okay.
My blade is yours.
12 to 16, huh? Okay. That's not that big of a deal. We can take care of that. Do some damage here. Destroy some of their, little stuff. And start getting prepped and ready for the
At your
onslaught
service.
of enemies here.
Very well.
Let's go ahead and use fervor. That way we can at least heal up and prepare ourselves, get into a defensive stance. So he is going to be pretty tanky here. Like, our halberdier's doing his job. Wallace is doing his job, honestly. Like, we're not completely foobarred here. We're just, not doing great. Yes, please. Come all the way over here. What are you doing? Okay. Bear and Wallace. Both of you guys. We need somebody to attack and get this guy locked down. Because this is our target, right?
Yes. Understood.
Bleeding and rooted or ignores armor. 70%. Yeah, let's do it.
On the move.
All right, now.
Heathen.
We're gonna start doing a little bit of damage
Out of
here.
my way.
Oh no, we're getting low. Yo, what's going on, Marcelo? How you doing, my man? I'm doing well, thanks for asking. We are taking damage here. We are taking a lot of damage. I'm still feeling somewhat confident here, but I am getting a little nervous. If I do say so myself. I am feeling a little nervous here.
On the move.
Okay. Shackles. 72% chance, huh? Now, what about shackles? 82. Going for it. Cool. We got him captured, which was kind of important. So, doing good. You're doing well too. Thanks for it. Oh, awesome, dude. All right. Okay, our bear is kind of foobarred. Wallace is also kind of foobarred. His dog, full HP. What does this do? Oh, 20% bonus power. Got it. Yeah, why not? Oh no, we missed. Shit. Okay. And our bear is definitely not in a good spot. Attempt to keep the bear alive here, right? But I'm not feeling too confident about it. Do I know Carnival? It's holidays here in Brazil. Do I know Carnival? I do not. I do not. But I mean, I'm what? It's like Mardi Gras. Is that what you're talking about? Is that? It's around Mardi Gras season, isn't it? And I don't know if Mardi Gras means carnival or something like that. It's the only thing I know of around this time of year, right? Bro, I don't know if we're gonna win. Especially with all these throwing axes. Like, this is getting sketchy. Very, very sketchy. We're gonna try to kill both of these guys. Alright, that worked.
Yes.
You.
Heathen.
Okay. Okay. We are making progress. Use fervor to heal.
Yes.
We are going to. Oh boy. Is this a bomb? Oh, this is a bomb. Heal Wallace up a little bit with a bomb. Bear's gonna have to go do bear things. Bear does bear things. Bear things. Bear things part 2. Bear did bear things. Bear's gonna die, but bear did bear things. Yeah, it's similar to Mardi Gras, but on a higher level of craziness. Okay. I mean, I'm all for it. I've never experienced that kind of stuff. I'm not a super social person. Social gatherings like make me like anxious, right? And just like large amounts of people kind of freak me out a little bit. But yeah. So, but it sounds cool.
Yes.
Okay, first and foremost,
I'll be quick
you.
to finish.
This dog needs to die.
You're no match for me.
You did not die. That's unfortunate. Okay. 45% accuracy. That's rough. These are all 45% accuracy. Oh no. Take out the dog. Thank you. Dog's out. Bear Things. Bear Things Part 2. We have 7 turns to take these guys out.
At your command.
My blade is yours.
How many turns? Okay. You're on a 1 turn. Okay. We are in half cover
Yes.
here. We are popping defensive stance here, and we are praying. We have to survive and take these guys out. Ah. Okay, good dodge. Good dodge. Dodge again. Ah. Okay, can't get lucky enough to do 2 dodges. I get it. Okay, do 2 dodge? Yeah, 2 dodge. Okay. Bear do bear things. Bear MVP. Okay, well. Did at least 1 bear thing. Okay. Now, let's attempt this. 50% accuracy. 50-50. Okay, well, it was worth a shot.
Very well.
We're low. We're praying. Okay, that works.
At your service.
Okay. Spray of steel. Nope. Incendiary ball. Yes. Directly straight down. Cool. Completely surrounded by fire. Bet. This guy's gonna take some damage now. No matter what. He hurting. He hurting a little bit. Pop defensive stance. We're gonna pray again. Oh, he had to use healing flask. Okay. Oh my god. He's down. Bear is still up and kicking. I'm not gonna lie, dude. That bear came in clutch right there. I have no idea that we'd be able to stay alive for this freaking long, guys. Straight up. Did not think it was going to be possible. Okay. We have 5 turns. We are taking, like, so many of our units are down right now. 1-8. We have 1 turn that we need to survive from this guy, right? What we're going to do is we're going to run right on down here, right? I want to go here on this stair. No, I don't want to go on either side of it. I want to go onto the stair. Onto the stair. Why can I not go on the stair? Hello? Okay, whatever. We'll go right here.
Understood.
Pop our defensive stance, and we're gonna pray. I'm hoping. Oh, this guy already moved. Okay, yeah, that figures. Is that the end of your turn? What are we doing? Just gonna stand there? Game. Game. Y'all seeing this? Did we crash? I think we crashed. What? What? Yeah. Okay. Awkward. I think we would have been able to win too. Because oh, he's moving. He is moving. Are you done moving, homie? Where are you going? What's going on here? Why is the game doing the thing? Okay. Okay, that was interesting. How? Okay, that'll take almost all of my shot, all of my movement, and I will not do enough damage to actually do this. How far? Oh, and this guy's gonna be able to reach the ballista if he wants to shoot me, which is not fun. But this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna pray. We're gonna just hope that the incendiary ball can hit him from right here. And I think it can. I think that's it. I think that's all we needed was that right there. Wait. Did it not spread fire? What? Oh, okay, it did. All right, game. That was really weird. I've actually never seen that kind of stuff happen here. But Crusader armor increases your Crusader's armor points by 1. Yeah, we're definitely keeping you. Holy crap, that's awesome. An extra armor point for our Crusaders. Nice. And everyone got injured. Spare Wallace. Wallace somehow managed to power through that. That was what you call a spicy meatball, ladies and gentlemen. That was hard, actually. Okay, I mean, our halberdier actually did really good on that. Our Crusader halberdier, like I am a-okay happy with that. Everyone else kind of just got their booties beat. Okay, so now what? I have none of my squads are available, right? Oh, this one, I already have a battle going. That's why. I can't pass the time because I've got a battle that's active. It just doesn't give you an indicator on that your battle is ready to go, which kind of have some issues with, but I mean, it is what it is. I can't, like, at this point, I'm nitpicking, right? So Marcelo, are you having fun in carnival season right now?
Forward.
All right, so we need to assassinate one of these guys. We have Sindrin, right? We have Melisandre, we have Aenor, and then we have
At your
Madeline.
service.
Not feeling super confident with our comp now, but hey, we at least have 4 armor points now for Crusaders, which means they are ultra tanky. That is actually pretty freaking baller, if I do say so myself. That means they take 40% reduced incoming damage, right? In our opinion, is this game hard?
Ready.
On
my way.
Ready when you are.
I would say
Ready
it
to go?
depends. And I know that's my favorite cop-out answer, and everyone's going to be like, but Clydian, you always say it depends. You never actually give us a straight up yes or no. It depends. I have a feeling that once you learn the mechanics, the game won't be that hard. I have a feeling that's eventually what's going to end up happening. However, I am finding some of these battles to be challenging, and I don't think there is a difficulty setting. I mean, we can look into the settings here real quick, right? Like, let's look in the options. Like general, okay, language, difficulty can only be changed in the domain. I don't even know what my difficulty setting is. I'm pretty sure I've got it set to the hard setting. Maybe, I don't know. I just work here. But I mean, when all things are said and done, initially the battles seem pretty like cut and dry, right? And the maps are slightly recycled, right? Just like, oh, okay, I've seen this map before. I understand the concept. We're going to be going in here and killing the dude and then leaving. And they recycle that same battle concept. It's either, hey, you're killing this person, you're capturing this person, you're rescuing this person, and then you got your story missions, right? But your side skirmishes are all like the same thing. You just do it for XP and resources. But if you take too long and you pass too much time, guess what? The game gets harder, and they buff all the enemy stats. Whenever like a new month cycles over, all your enemies get stronger too. So not only like you power scale, right, but also so do your enemies over time. So that way everything seems to have like a nice like challenge to it, and it's not like, oh well, everything's gonna get harder after this next story mission, so I could just out level everything. Nah, homie. If you're over here doing side missions nonstop and not paying attention, yeah, you're gonna get bodied. And I do like that, and I definitely feel like there is a strategy behind keeping your weapons and your armor and whatnot comparable to what enemies have, if not higher, but it's hard to do that due to economy and how like all the different weapon trees are, because there's a lot of different weapons in the game. There's a lot of different weapons. There's not that many armor types because each class has a specific armor type, right, that's associated with that class. But if you're trying to use every class, that's a lot of armor types. Then each class only has specific weapons they can use, but all classes have multiple weapons and some of them overlay. But that's just the way I'm looking at it. That last battle that I had, if it was flipped, it would have been super easy. If I was defending an incoming reinforcement wave over and over and over again, and I had access to siege weaponry, it would not be hard at all. And there have been missions that I have had access to siege weapons and was able to outposition the enemy units and just straight up mow them down with siege weapons. And it was super easy, and it was like kind of just dumb. It was really dumb, actually. But when enemies have siege weapons, guess what? You're bodied because you're taking 17 or 18 damage, which, guess what? When your max HP, even enemy max HP is like 30, okay? I have 36 on my bear, 28, 39 on my level 4 guy, 35, 45 on my heavy tank. So when you're looking at like how much HP you've got, now this is a beefy person, right? 45 health and 40% guard, essentially, in Wartail's terms. Except that guard just doesn't get removed unless they have armor shred. But when you think about it like that, right, and you're taking 17 or 18 damage at a shot from a siege weapon, yeah, no, it's going to be hard. And thank God siege weapons take a full turn or two to reload, but still, it's tough. It's a toughie. So yeah, it really depends on your map layout. It 100% depends on your map layout, and it also depends on if you're fighting a boss or not. Because some of these bosses, there was a story mission that we did, like last stream or the stream before, I don't even remember, where we had essentially like a vampire boss. Okay, and he was able to life steal, and he healed himself every time he dealt damage. And I think that was the mission where Overlord went down, was because he was constantly healing himself, and I had to do some crazy stuff to get him to where he was dead, essentially, right? So that's kind of the way I look at it. It is challenging in some ways, but in others it's actually pretty easy. It really depends on the luck of the draw and what rolls happen. And then it also depends on what factions you're fighting, because each faction, I don't even remember what faction I fight like half the time when I'm doing skirmishes, because skirmishes, you go up against different unit types, right, in the world. So if you're fighting like the French are pretty well rounded, I think. whereas the English have more longbowmen and like ranged units. And then there's like different groupings, so each faction or country that you're fighting, right, has different strengths and weaknesses. So some of them will use a lot of heavy infantry, then they'll just like bulldoze you, and then others will have a lot of archers, and they will try to peck at you from a range, and they'll try to like stay away and keep you at a distance, right? And then others are just like, oh yeah, no, we're going to use like a lot of this or a lot of that, and that's kind of how and some have like better armor than others, some have better weapons than others. So it really just depends on like who you're fighting and what your own troop composition is and the map layout. So some fights, because you go in technically pretty blind, you don't know what the actual map layout's going to be, but you know what the objective's going to be. So hey, an assassination mission, I know I need to go in there and kill somebody. Did I actually plan this strategically and say, hey, I'm going to take in specific units that are built for assassinating people? No, I did not do that. I probably should have, but I didn't. So this battle may be harder than initially what it probably should be. But yeah, that's just the way I look at it. I'm like, oh, well, I want 2 ranged units. I want 2 melee units. I want to have a bear, or at least something, either a bear or a dog, so I can get a 5th unit on the table, just so I can play around with it, right? And then I want a dedicated tank. Now, whether or not that dedicated tank is a Crusader, like Madeline, right? Could be a dedicated tank like Madeline, or I could have someone like Wallace, which is kind of like, oh, he's kind of a tank, but he's really he's not meant to like be a super tank kind of thing. It's like an off tank. But yeah, yo, what's going on, Pedro Costa? Hello from Portugal. What's up, my guy? I appreciate you tuning in. How are you doing, my man? Hello from the middle of the U.S. Kansas is where I'm from. All right. And Marcelo, I know I just used a lot of words and basically didn't give you anything to go off of, but yes, the game it's challenging. I'm not going to say it's super hard, but I will say that it does have its challenges. It's circumstantial challenges, right? But I will say it does have that challenging appeal to it, because you can't just, throw an army of units at it. You can only go in like 4. Okay. So I need to get in here. I'm not seeing much of a way in, and I know that I need to find an entrance. Bro, is there even a way to get in there? Do I have to go all the way around? Did they really? Okay, we'll have to figure this out. We're going the long way around, and there is not a turn limit. So I don't see a turn limit up here in the objectives. So we're just going to go. We're doing a long little loop-de-loop over here. Yeah, that's essentially what we're going to do. All right, and I have no idea where the actual entrance is going to be. It looks like there's going to be something over in here, but we're just going to, get everyone over. I see your point. Thanks for sharing. Thanks, Marcelo. Yes. That's when I know that I've been talking for too long and I need to get back to the game. Just like, okay, you're going in circles, my guy. I need you to shoosh. I need you to shoosh and just get back to the gameplay. I understand what you're trying to say. Okay. All right. So we have our veteran halberdier that we need to kill. We have 2 duelists, and we have a scholar. Okay. They have vision on all these little red squares. I do not want them to get vision on me until I am ready to engage them, which means we need to do a wide loop, very wide, and I need to find the entrance to their little camp, which looks like there's an entrance here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make our way through the woods and get all the way up in here. Yeah, I kind of wish I had someone that had the surveillance ability just so I could see more of the map without like potentially finding myself stuck between two enemy groups.
No problem.
Because that's another thing is a lot of these battles, right, are not really designed to be fought all at once. So the maps, the way that they're set up is there's typically 2 or 3 groups of enemy units, right, that are going to be about 4 or 5 units. That way they're comparable in size. Some of them might have 6, but most of them are going to be around 4 or 5. And that way, you know, you're in a somewhat comparable situation when it comes down to strength, and you're not just going to get hit with like 20 units all at once. And that's one of the reasons why this game can be easier, because you can take them out in waves. But if you're dumb and you get hit with 2 groups at the same time, you're gonna get foobarred, because all of their units are about the same strength as we're in trouble. Okay, I did not expect the bear. I did not expect her to walk that far, to be honest. She is like on top of the bear. I don't know if there's any other units on this map. We're just gonna have to send it. Love the War Tales playthroughs. I don't know if you're willing to do, but would love to see a Beastmaster playthrough with 2 mercenaries, only the rest animals. I don't know if good or maybe not. So Pedro, that's definitely possible. But one thing that I will end up doing for War Tales, okay? So first and foremost, I have done a lot of War Tales playthroughs, okay? But what I will do is I was planning on doing a playthrough kind of similar to that, except instead of animals, it was going to be a plague based playthrough. So we might do something like that, but it will be a lot of animals. We could do a Beastmaster playthrough, but those will not be live stream playthroughs. If I do any more War Tales playthroughs beyond the current live stream series that we have going right now, it is going to have to be a video series, because of the amount of grinding that goes on when I do War Tales for live streams. I only play that campaign really whenever I'm live streaming it, and that means to go through, especially like region locked and go through the entire game, we're talking like half a year to get through a live stream series, right? Like it takes a long time. It's a lot of sessions, which I'm okay with, but there's other games that I want to play and, you know, be able to like live stream and whatnot, and I want to expand my audience beyond just War Tales. So that's like ultimately the challenge, right? So I'm not saying there isn't ever going to be another War Tales live stream series, but for the foreseeable future, there probably won't be once this one's finished. However, I can definitely do video series upon request, and if you want to see a Beastmaster Hunter series, we can definitely do that. Because ultimately, when it comes down to it, Pedro, I'm doing this stuff for you guys. So if you guys really want to see a specific type of playthrough for War Tales, we can do it. We can do it. All right. We have a bear. We have the scholar right on top of us. This halberdier needs to die. I have no idea what's going on over here. And now we have 15 turns until they win. So nice. Do I have the range to attack? We have deft hands. You perform a precise. What do you have? What's your weapon? Okay. Precision attack designed to hobble the target, deals 3 to 8 pierce damage with a chance to inflict slowed. If the target's not behind cover, the skill inflicts rooted instead. Okay. Defensive shot, you attack and then hunker down, deals 3 to 6 damage, gained resilience. Okay. And then we have caltrops. Cool. What we got going on over here? What do you have?
Ready to go.
You just have caltrops. Okay. Then we have Sendrin, and then we have our tank.
Yes!
Our tank is so far back here. Okay. So what we're going to do here
Yes.
is we are going to push up a little bit. And we will be able to... Okay, if we push up 2, we'll be able to hit this one with a headshot, right? Or with a standard dead aim. How far is our range on caltrops? Okay, so we need to push up just a little bit. Okay, first and foremost, we're gonna move up to here. Second, what? That's dumb. Okay, well, we're gonna have to try this a different way, I guess. I really want a caltrop right here. Okay, well, we're gonna kill the scholar first. First things first. No matter what, this scholar's gonna die. Okay. Now we're gonna take a look at the caltrops and see if we actually have a range here. Oh, there we go. That's what now we're cooking with gasoline. All right. We're gonna throw those prickly little thingies out there, and now I'm gonna just go boom.
Dodge that.
Cool. Easy peasy. You. Come up here. Go this way. Bear and tank mode.
Ready to go.
Okay, you are gonna come up here and get ready to help out your bear. Because Sendrin owns the bear. Sendrin and the bear are combined. They are two of a kind. Okay, and now actual tank. Come up here and get ready to do tank things. And then we're just gonna pop defensive stance. Bear is also going to do defensive stance, and the off chance that they're actually, you know, here, right, and they push through the caltrops, which they will. I don't know how much that's going to slow them. Okay, not sure how much that's going to slow them down, but they'll probably still be able to. See, he dodged because we used reflexes and defensive stance. That's how that works. And these guys don't have enough movement to actually do it, which is great. Is this game fully released? Yes, I believe this game is.
Yes.
I believe so. Which is kind of unfortunate because I feel like this game could use a little bit more polish. I will say though, this game is fun. This game is fun, and it is fairly challenging. I wouldn't say it's a super difficult game, but like as I was telling Marcelo, it definitely has its challenges. We have 2 turns, or is it only 1 turn now? How many turns? 2 turns. So 2 rounds until reinforcements are inbound, and I need to kill this guy and then these 2, which
At your command.
honestly shouldn't be that bad. So first things first, we're going to walk up here so we can get a hold of these guys, right? This should remove one of his armor points. Let's try that again. This should remove one of his armor points. There we go. That's the way that was supposed to go. We were supposed to attack and actually deal damage, yes. Okay. Give me a shot. Good shot. Nope. Can I get a crit? That'd be great. Actually, let's do this. I doubt we'll get a crit. So I'll take the I'll do anything I can for a little bit of damage.
Ready
here,
when
right?
you are. Give up.
Now I'm pretty sure we'll take them out with this. With one of these 2 shots that we're about to put out. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of medieval styled games, right? I prefer medieval over not over fantasy, over sci-fi. So like this is definitely my cup of tea. Okay. So we have 14 turns to escape, and we have to escape next to where the reinforcements are inbound. So these guys are going to push up into us, right? Like these 2 units are going to push into us. Oh, we got an attack in too. Nice. So we did a ton of damage here. Now we are hurting a little bit. This guy decided not even to move. Okay. So first things first, I'm going to shoot him. Stab him with an arrow, actually, I guess.
Getting into position.
And now we're going to start falling back, which is good. So exactly the way this sounds is we're going to run. We're going to get over here to this evacuation point. We're going to get within essentially 1 turn of being able to evacuate between everything, because these guys are coming in. They're coming in whether we want them to or not. What I want to have happen is I want to be not here when these guys come in, because that way we can simply run in here and then just book it.
At your command.
And I would love to be able to throw down caltrops behind us and just have one of our archers stay behind a little bit. Like, just yeet. That'll slow them down, if only a little bit, right? And then we'll get on up here, start getting a little bit closer. But that, if this guy decides to chase after us, they're gonna have a problem. Now, I don't think these guys get to attack as soon as they spawn in. I think they just maneuver and like get into a positioning, right? And then they wait. Okay, and they had to go around the caltrops, so that helped. Okay, so this is what I mean. You see how they're in a group of 5 units, right? That's typically about the size of every enemy group you'll see. There's going to be little squads, about 4 or 5, which coincides with how many units you can bring in, which is about 4 or 5. But once again, once you start getting into wave-based combat, well, if this guy took 15 damage, right? Or girl, I can't tell. But so I think it's a girl. Yeah. So this lady took 15 damage, right? When we took out 3 enemy units. We took 15 damage between 3 enemy units that we removed from the board. Okay. Well, we still have 1 back here, and we have 5 more over here. If we actually stayed and fought and took all of them out, well, then you actually really want to start looking at your HP as like not just, HP, but as like, okay, it's a timer essentially. How many people can I take out before my HP runs out? And depending on how your positioning and everything goes, typically, since she's my tank, she's going to take more damage. But once she goes down, well, I have no armor on Melisandre. I have no armor on Aenor. I have 1 armor on my bear, and I have 2 armor on Syndrin. So once you start looking at it that way, well, once she's down, then we're really in trouble. You can divide the rest of the damage out between the bear and Syndrin, but it's not going to be enough to really save us here. And that, my friends, is why we're running. That, and because there is no winning the battle until you escape. Like, this is actually the objective is lead your companions to the extraction area, and this is it.
I won't disappoint you.
So that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna get everyone into the zone, which is what we need.
Ready when you are.
Everyone has to be here. And if someone isn't in the zone when you extract, they take a wound. And wounds are not good. If you have more than 1 wound, your companion's gone, because we're playing on the hard mode. But yeah, congratulations, we won. Everyone gets a little bit of XP. Some people level up and they get weapon mastery, right? As well as their class XP. And I'll explain what weapon mastery does here in a second. Okay, so we gained some resources. We've got gold, metal, leather, and wood. We're back at base, and we're basically, just kind of kicking it. We got to wait for our squads to come back now. So we have 2 squads out. We have the squad that just fought, which is a Beastmaster, 2 Flayers, and a Crusader. And then over here, we had an Alchemist, a Beastmaster, a Duelist, and a Crusader. So we have to pass our time for everyone to get back to base. And now we have our refined crossbow, which is an upgraded crossbow. Let's go ahead and go for a refined halberd. I'm actually a really big fan of halberds in this game. Like, the more and more I play it, the more I realize I like halberds. Halberds are fun. Okay. So, is everyone back at base? Cool. We have a level 1 domain, and I don't know how to level up our domain. The Great Hall. I think these upgrade actually. Oh, the next upgrade effect gives us an additional companion slot to squads. Oh, dude, this is important as hell. Holy shit. Okay. Yeah, no, that'd be great to have 5 people instead of 4. All right, and I'm pretty sure your Great Hall levels up as you upgrade all of your amenities. And your amenities are like the church, like the chapel, the laboratory, or your, the forge, all of this stuff. I don't have enough to upgrade you to level 3. That's unfortunate. We don't really need to upgrade this to level 3 though, I don't think. Upgrading the barrack. I don't have enough wood. I need more wood. Okay. So we have a ton of units that are now injured, right? We're still waiting on the lease to get patched up. We are, honestly, we're kind of in a little bit of a pickle here when it comes down to actual units. But yeah. Okay. So real quick, here's something that I was telling Marcelo earlier, right? The French faction uses a balanced combination of melee and ranged units. The Bretons, a lot of heavy armor units. They use skills that ignore armor or remove armor points. The English have powerful ranged units, try to get in close. The Navarrese specialize in inflicting debuffs. Okay. And the Castilians, fast moving units that reposition quickly. That's how that's how this works, right? So every faction has their own specialties, right? Hey there from the Midwest, finally caught a stream. How you liking this game? How's it fare compared to War Tales? Yo, what's going on, Sky Houseman? How you doing, my man? And howdy ho, neighborino. I also live in the Midwest, so hopefully the weather's treating you nice. It's been a little hectic recently, but let's see here. This game. Pause. Give me 1 second. So, in comparison to War Tales, this game does not power scale as hard as War Tales does, that I know of. Okay, gonna caveat that real quick, that I know of. War Tales, if you get to late game War Tales, doesn't matter what difficulty you're on, you're eventually playing solitaire and you're one rounding everything, depending on like 90. If you look at anything that's meta, you're one rounding everything. If you're playing off meta, you're still probably one rounding most of the fights. And if not, you're getting it done within like 2 or 3 max. And that's if enemy units are like way across the map and they're walking to you, right? Like it's super quick and you're taking people out before they're even able to do damage. Power scaling in War Tales is dumb. The hardest fights in War Tales are the ones that are like pit fights where you're limited to certain units and whatnot. And even then, dumb. This game does not have that I've seen. There are definitely some maps that you'll run into that are pretty easy, and then there's going to be some maps that are hard, depending on what the objectives are, what units you actually brought into the fight, because you don't pay attention to what enemy units you're fighting, like me, because I don't pay attention and I get myself into pickles. But yeah, if you have ever played XCOM or XCOM 2 and you've played War Tales, just take them and like mash them together to an extent. This is essentially a medieval, like a historical medieval fantasy set in good old France, right? That plays like XCOM. It feels like War Tales, but that's just because it's a medieval strategy game that's turn-based. It's not really War Tales by any means. It's XCOM. That's what it is. It's a grid-based XCOM. And if you like XCOM, you're gonna enjoy it. If you don't like XCOM, then you're probably not gonna like it. I'm gonna be real. If you like War Tales, but you wish there was like more base building and base management, you might like it. If you want to constantly roam around the map, that's not really what this game is. So real quick, this game, you have a domain, you have a castle, you are a baron essentially in this game, right? There's a great war going on there. It's like the placed within the 100 Years' War, and you are a baron of your little domain. Okay. You have different facilities throughout your domain that allow you to either recruit higher end units, as well as have more units in your roster, a place to upgrade your weapons as well as armor for all units. So weapon upgrades aren't for specific units, they're for everybody. So it's your entire arsenal. If anyone that knows how to use a regular sword, if you upgrade a sword, all swords are upgraded, which is cool. Same thing with armor, right? So you got a forge, you have a barracks. And you have a laboratory or a laboratory, however you want to pronounce it. Depends on if you watched Dexter's Laboratory a lot as a kid, right? So that upgrades all your consumables and like your bandages and your healing, right? Then you have a chapel, which heals your units whenever they die in battle. And then you've got like your market and your prison. Prison is where you capture enemy units, which give you buffs. Right now, I've got a mentor, which increases experience gained by companions who are the same class as the prisoner. So anyone that's a duelist gets extra XP. This guy gives me 75 more gold every time I collect taxes. This guy gives me 1 extra armor point for all my crusaders, which is cool. And then, you know, we got the market here, which when it upgrades, it gives you access to more things that you can buy that are resources, which are then resources like leather, wood, and metal. They're all used for upgrades. So that's the base management part, is you're just upgrading your troops essentially, or your ability to field troops. So you throw them out there and go do stuff and things. XCOM was meh, but mostly didn't care for the theme. The base building was cool. So if you didn't like XCOM because of the theme and the fact that everyone's got a gun and you're fighting aliens and it was only the theme and you enjoyed the actual mechanics, you will like this game. If you enjoyed the mechanics in the base building of XCOM, you will like it. If the only turnoff for XCOM was the fact that you're fighting, you know, aliens that have invaded and it's super sci-fi and whatnot, which I understand. I'm not a huge fan of sci-fi to me. Like I love medieval and like fantasy, right? But sci-fi, not really my cup of tea. But this play is very similar to XCOM, but it's medieval, dark fantasy-ish. Very low fantasy, by the way. Very, very, very low. But there is some, because I just fought a vampire boss the other day, and that thing was a pain in the ass to beat. So, yeah. All right. Okay. Now, before I get too sidetracked, we need to deploy some units. Okay. First and foremost, we need to deploy units. We also need to level up some units, and we need to. Oh boy, we have a lot of injured units because I don't know what I'm freaking doing, guys. Okay. Crusaders are very strong right now, and I definitely want to do some more captures because some of these capture guys are making it really nice. Theo is going to be a mega tank now because he's got 4 freaking armor points. 40% reduced incoming damage. That's dope. All right. Recruitment. What do we got here? What can I do? We have a couple level 3s, right? And they're not super expensive, so we can get a couple level 3s here. Oh, and there's a ton of customization on units. I just haven't bothered customizing a ton of them. If anyone wants like a unit customized for based off of like what you want thematically, like Overlord's been customized, okay? Syndrin has been customized. Let's see here. I don't think I've actually customized Theo. No, I did not. Wallace has been customized, right? So, yeah. Basically, Wallace was a viewer's recommendation on what they wanted for a one-handed axe and shield guy. He's Scottish, so he's got, you know, the little unicorn, blue and white and whatnot. And then Overlord is because there's long-time viewers will know that we always have an Overlord in most of our games, and every time Overlord dies, so he has gotten injured once. I don't know how long we have until the wound drops off, but until the wound drops off, we're not putting him out there because I don't want him to permanently die. But yeah, so there is a ton of customization, ton of different like stuff that you can do in the game. And if you want all of your units to look cool or look completely unique, you can definitely do that. You can customize like the color of the wood and metal in their weapons and whatnot. But yeah, can you rename your characters? Yes, yes you can. So here, Thibault here, right? Thibault, we are going to go into appearance. Thibault de Chao. I definitely butchered that. Don't quote me there, guys. I'm gonna call him Tibby. And Tibby is now gonna be a female. And you know, we're gonna swap some of this stuff around. Oh yeah, we got the bloody because I pre-ordered it or whatever. I got the bloody weapon appearance, which is I think that's a little extreme. But yeah. And then, you know, you can do all the fun stuff, swap the hair about a little bit, but the real fun stuff comes down to the body and like your armor and whatnot, because you can swap out some of your gear and like attachments that you got on stuff, right? Give them a little bit of like pouches and whatnot on their belts, which is kind of neat. We can change their chest piece a little bit and give them a little bit more of that. We can make it to where they're perfectly symmetrical, but who cares about that? We can change their pants out a little bit and give them different ankle stuff. And then we can really start getting a little crazy with some of the patterns that we have here too. So we can give them like pattern smocks and do, oh yeah, there we go. And you can change the colors too, of course. So, you know, get some pink going on here and then some like blue, make it nice and high contrasting, I guess. That looks ugly and I'm not going to save this, but yeah, like that. And the actual like leather and whatnot would be in the armor. So if you wanted to change your coloration of the leather, you can go to where it's like all black. You can do like a purple, right? For fabric. Metal can go into like a gold. Yeah, you can do all weird stuff, right? The amount of customization, you can actually have a little bit of fun with it. But yeah. So yes, you can make your units exactly the way you want them to be. You can even change the color of your dog and give them, you know, like tiger stripes and whatnot. Same thing with bears. Dogs and bears can be edited. I am going to save that for the dog, though. That looks kind of cool. But yeah, you can do some fun stuff. Anyway, we need to get ready to do some more missions. We need to get people leveled up, right? That's a lot of leather, and that is a little bit of iron, a little bit of leather. Let's do a lot of bit of leather. This is a rescue mission. This is an assassination mission. I kind of don't want to do either of these. What if I wait? Give me... Okay. We have research now on the upgraded enhanced balm. I'm actually going to buy some of that because this is... Oh, dude, it costs leather? Are you freaking kidding me? 40% of a companion's HP versus 25%. Okay, we have 7 of these. I'm going to buy a couple of these, right? And then I am going to buy... Oh, man. Attaching freaking leather to that, and it's like, it's not just a little bit either. It's 200. If it was 50, I wouldn't care, but 200, oh brother, that's expensive. That is expensive. I don't want that. I don't want to do that. I rarely use any of these consumables, honestly. It's gonna get me in so much trouble later on. I may need to just continuously research them just in the off chance, and then I eventually need to start using them. Yeah, okay. Map. Yeah, Marcelo, the level of customization you can do is good. I am never going to complain about what is this? Track down and eliminate all enemies. Difficulty easy. Okay, well, what about this? How hard's this? It's normal. Okay. Entrenchments. Unlimited number of crusaders allowed for this battle. Okay. What is this one? Only level 3 companions or lower can take part in this battle. Oh, entrenchments are actual difficult modifiers. So I did not know that. Okay. So I can send in as many crusaders as I want. I did not realize that there's actually supposed to be like limitations. So that's interesting. Oops. We will send in... We're going to send in Theo and we'll send in Emily, right? No, we're not sending in Emily. We'll send in Yvonne. No. Yes. And then we are going to put in Tamara. And we are going to send in Tibby. Good old Tibby. I did need to save his name as Tibby. That's one thing I should have done. Okay, that gives us 1 ranged unit, 4 melee units if you count the dog. I think it'll be okay. I mean, if we really need another ranged unit, we can remove Tibby and put in Colin. I think's melee. He is melee. Put in Anor. Yeah, let's do that. That way she can get some experience. Don't have too much going on for us in the way of consumables. Let's go ahead and just make sure that we have a couple of extra bombs, right? Now we'll go. Okay, so we've sent out one of our squads. I don't want to send another one out to this rescue unit right now. So whenever we get another squad that'll pop in, then that'll be great. But until then, we're just gonna, yeah. You send just the limit or more for a penalty. You can only send in 4 units as of right now. Very similar to XCOM, okay? However, I did see that once you level up your main hall, so your great hall, which is like your battle, your HQ, once that levels up, you start unlocking more squad unit slots in your squad. So instead of 4, I'd be able to send in 5. And then also, I know that you will also upgrade the amount of squads you can send out at once. So right now, I can only send out 2 squads of up to 4 units. The reason we have 5 units sometimes is because Beastmasters count as 1, even though they have like a dog and a person, or a bear and a person. And I like to use Beastmasters a lot because having an extra, just having a bear in there, just tossing a bear into the mix is kind of nice, because I'm like, oh, hey, look, it's an extra, it's an HP sponge. It's just, yeah, go absorb all that. Track down and eliminate all enemies. Should be easier said than done, right? It should be pretty easy, actually. Send someone upstairs, get them forward, just see if we can, any red squares? No red squares. Okay.
Ready to go?
No red squares at all, huh?
Consider
Okay,
it
well,
done.
we're gonna put both of our archers up here upstairs just so we can see what's going on. And then we'll start pushing forward with Tibby, with a Theo. All right, Theo. We don't have Tibby. We've got, okay, red square is way up here, so we got a ways to go. I don't want to push him all the way up because I don't have enough people here to really give him support. So we'll go into defensive stance just in the off chance, and we'll move a Theo up as well. Okay, so we got a wandering support of what looks like a Beastmaster. He may actually be able to see us here pretty quick. Never mind. Okay, don't mind me. Maybe. Okay, so the way this typically works is that there's normally multiple roamers that are patrolling, right? So these 2 guys are patrolling. They're on a they're on a route. I don't know where this guy's going. He's staring in a corner, but he's on a route. This guy looks like he's looping around the building slowly but surely. I have an unknown amount of enemies. I know that there's at least 5. We have 4. I don't necessarily want to pull these guys right now because I'll be going up against 5 because this guy will get looped in. And if this guy starts wandering away too far, but then he gets aggroed because these guys get pulled, he may aggro the second group that's elsewhere, which is going to be the other issue. So when all of this is said and done, we should probably engage now versus later. How far can we shoot out of here? I don't think we can actually shoot that far, which is going to be the problem. You can do Portuguese style Crusader? Yeah, I mean, I can. If you want to give me, okay, so if you guys want me to create units for you guys, right? Like give you like a styled unit or something like that, put the instructions either in the comments of the live stream, so not in the chat, but like in the comment section, because I read all my comments, okay? I read and I try to respond to all my comments. And, or if you don't want to put it in the comment section, put it into my Discord, okay? So we've got like a community Discord. The link of that's on the channel. So either one of those, if you want to get me instructions for getting a custom unit for this gameplay or this game as we're going through this live stream series, right? All you got to do is just tell me, hey, I want this type of unit, or say, hey, I want this kind of weapon, like one of those two, right? Because if you know what weapon you want, cool. If you don't know what weapon you want and you just want a class, be like, I want a tank, okay, we can make that, right? But if you want a specific weapon, some weapons can only work on certain classes. And then just tell me, like, if you have a specific color scheme that you want or anything like that, and we can make it happen, right? Short hair, long hair, like war paint, anything like that, just let me know. White with a red cross, we can definitely do that. I know that those are in the game. Okay.
Ready to go?
But that way, I'm able to create the units whenever I'm not in the middle of like a live stream, because it does take a while to actually like get everything fine-tuned and make it look nice, right? And if you get like a lot of people that want to do that, you spend the entire stream just customizing units, which, okay, if everyone wants to do that, that's fine. But some people may actually want to see like combat gameplay, which is also fine. So that way, if you guys want, you can be like, hey, I want this. And I'm like, okay, and I'll do it off stream. And then when we come back, I'll be like, hey, let's look at all the new customized characters that we have. And we'll start using them. Oh, and let me know what you want them to be named, please. Like, if you want them to actually have specific names, that needs to be something. Okay. All right, I'm going to put this guy into cover. Defensive stance. We are going to put him into cover and defensive stance. And this is, I'm hoping, if they come to us during their turn, I think it skips all of their actions and we get the first round of combat. Okay, he's no longer within aggro range. This guy is, obviously. There's still 4 of them right here, right? Okay. How far up do I need to go? I suppose talking shop and armor painting doesn't make for much of a VOD. Not for VODs, at least. Not for VODs, my guy. I'm not gonna lie. I've got a lot of stuff that I need to do and actually get some edited video content out there. But I've been prioritizing school over making YouTube videos. But I tell you all what, when I'm finally done with school, there's going to be so many videos that are going to come out and this channel is going to blow up. I can feel it. It's either going to go up or down. I don't know, but it's blowing. It's blowing something. All right. We are within range if we go up here. So we can move one of our archers up here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to throw caltrops. This is how we're going to engage everybody. We're going to yeet caltrops, deal damage, and then they're going to hurt themselves as they run through all the caltrops, right? Cool. That worked. Kind of. And now we're going to shoot. Ooh, that was a good crit. And they're blinded because they got crit. Nice. Okay. Now, do we have enough? Not really. We don't have good. I don't like this. I don't like this. We're going to do it anyway. Okay. So here's another thing that I really like about this game, right? I can throw alchemical pitch. What's something that you guys know of that happens with pitch? It's flammable. Yeah, it's flammable. Interactive environmental factors. That is something that happens in this game. Very similar to utilizing your environment in games like Divinity, Original Sin, or Baldur's Gate. You can do that in this game. I believe this has even more environment interactability than War Tales does. War Tales has, you know, oh cool, here's a spear here. Here's a pumpkin here. You can throw some things. You can pick up like some armor regen, stuff like that. Yeah, that's cool and all, but you're not over here throwing pitch down and then making it explode. So yeah, that is one of the cool things I actually really like about this game. Oh, yep, he's close enough. He got pulled. Oh, shit. That's not good.
Damnation.
Terrain destruction or cover? Yes, cover and terrain destruction are both things. They are both things. I should not have shot you. I need to shoot one of these guys instead. Okay, so right here. See, you see this little like half shield thing? It's kind of hard to see. Here, if I hover right here or over here, see that little half shield thing? That means half cover. Full cover. Half cover. Full cover, half cover. Yes, there's cover. And it only works for the direction that the cover's in. Okay, that guy's nice and low. Works for me. This guy's going to die. I don't need to even fight him. I can honestly just go boop, defensive stance, and wait. He doesn't need to
Yes.
see anything.
At your command.
Now, Tibby, Theo, my compadre. I need you to do some stuff. I need you to beat the crap out of this guy. That's good enough. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna end our turn. These guys should both burn to death. Okay, I don't know if that hit or not, but it sounded like a hit. Okay, well, half cover didn't help me there. One of those guys did not burn to death. This guy's super low, and he's close enough to actually hit me. Did I get bleeding? No, I did not. I think he's blinded though. That is not good. And he's got healing bomb. Okay.
Yes.
Tamara is bleeding. Oh shit. Cool.
Yes.
Okay, so I thought I'd be okay, but obviously I need to kill this guy. Oh, another thing. Executions. This thing. That lovely little thing right there. Yeah, those execution animations are dope. This game actually has some really good ones. So, by the way, if you enjoy watching some of the finishing moves in War Tales, you're gonna probably enjoy the ones in here. Especially the bears. The bear execution animations are dope. Really good. 10 out of 10. Would cry again.
Yes.
You. Are you actually gonna be able to hit this? 70%.
Yield.
Do it. Thank you. I'm so happy that you were able to do that without needing me to like. Cool. All right. You. There you go. You.
Yes.
Shoot. Don't miss. Okay. 4 damage. Not very much.
At your service. Very well.
We need to go bonk. We're also going to go to defending fighting style. Go bonk. Taunt. Thank you. Bonk again. Okay, that works. I'm feeling pretty good now. I kind of want you to go into full cover because you're like bleeding and all sorts of fucked up. I think we actually have better cover over here than here. And yeah. See how this goes. Okay, got shot in the back. That's okay. We proc resilient, so now we're 50% reduced damage. So we got crit, and we only took 4 damage, which is kind of cool. No damage here. That's spooky, but
Damnation.
now we're prone, and now we have crusher. That's rough. Okay. We're gonna take this Arbalist out real quick. Well, I say that, I'd rather use Fortress so we can generate our Valor point. I mean, not our Valor point, but our armor point back.
At your command.
Been playing too much War Tales. I'm over here talking about Valor points. Okay, another thing, real quick, just so everyone's aware. You see this blue range? We have one, okay. Action economy in this game. You have 1 blue, 2 yellow. Yellow are your actions, okay? That's how you shoot your crossbow. That's how you use Overwatch. That's how you use defensive stance. That's how you use consumables. That's how you use things. The blue, you have 1 free movement range. Blue is free movement range, okay? You can expend an action to go further, or 2 actions to go even further. That's essentially dashing, okay?
I'll get in
That's
position.
how that works. In case anyone's wondering why the movement goes from yellow to blue and all that other stuff, that is the why. Okay, 70% accuracy is not good, but it's probably the best we're gonna get, so. Okay, I'm not mad about that. We might actually be able to get the kill here. Probably still too soon. Give me a crit. Yeah, there we go. Okay, you kill. Thank you. Now move to right here. And now we're gonna taunt. Oh yeah. Wait, did he not get taunted? Damn. Okay.
Yes.
And are we gonna have a snowball's chance? 40%. Sending it. I'll take it. Dom Pedro the First was King of Portugal. The devs seem to have borrowed quite a bit from XCOM combat system. Yeah, Sky, this is very, like I said, it is, if you enjoy XCOM, then yes, you will enjoy this game. If you do not enjoy XCOM when it comes down to mechanics, you're not gonna like the game. Wait, what? I showed a dodge. How are you taking damage? What is going on here?
At your service.
Oh, okay. Now we actually get, you know, the thing that we wanted. Valiant to yourself and allies within the area of effect. I don't know what Valiant does, but we can try it. Yeah, why not? Let's do it. See what happens. Display of courage. I probably should have done that before this guy attacked, but nah.
Understood.
Who knows? It'll be fine. I'm not worried. The French Knights at least, you know, taunted and at 1 HP. So
Ready to go?
I'm feeling pretty confident in our ability to take out the Frenchie. Now there is another group of enemies back here, and we have 16 turns to take them all out. So here's the problem. We took out a lot of the enemies, right? But it still looks like there's a decent amount of units here.
Understood.
And I don't know if or when they're coming. Are they aware of us? Are they rushing us? No, they're not. Okay, well, cool. Don't mind me. I will just casually have my archers and everybody get into position. Come on up here. We have 15 turns to wipe these guys out. We only have pitch from our alchemist right now. We do not have any extra, we don't have our fire flasks anymore because our special flasks over here are once per combat. This has a recharge rate for alchemical pitch, but
Ready when you are.
actual, you know, fun stuff does not.
At your
Okay.
command.
Going to the defensive stance. We'll
At
send
your
Theo
service.
right on up here.
With me.
Get him into a defensive stance as well. And we're gonna end our turn. See how this goes. I don't think they're gonna move. They did not move. Okay, now
Ready when you are.
we don't get very much of an angle on attack from here, which is kind of a bad thing. But I think we'll be okay if I throw some caltrops here. So what's the story here? Are we invading France? Do they owe us money? What's the long-term goal? So, that's a good question because I don't really understand the story for sure either. Basically, this happens during the 100 Years' War. We are from France, from my understanding. But we're also kind of like a rebel faction. We're not trying to necessarily conquer France. We're trying to take out the main story enemies are like cultists, and they're like it's like a secret Illuminati type cult that's like, you know, that's where like kind of the dark fantasy stuff comes in, and they're like doing like blood sacrifices and shit. I'm sure we'll see some of that if we go into the story mission, which I am hoping to get into once my units heal a little bit more. So it will most likely be this stream. So just as an FYI, we will find out more about the story here, as long as I don't skip through the cutscenes like an idiot. And I have honestly never gotten super deep into the story of this game. I know the game's been out for a year, but I try not to play games whenever I am interested in live streaming them. I don't want to necessarily play them when and get a bunch of background information on them, because I like providing the first time like viewer experience and like seeing, oh hey, yeah, no, I don't know what I'm seeing here, right? I don't know what the story is. I don't know everything about the game. I understand how to read and like, you know, regurgitate information and figure stuff out, but like I feel like half the fun's actually learning the game, right? But that's just me. So I don't know more than basically what I've shared. There is more stuff to the story, I'm sure, but I don't know it. Here's hoping it doesn't devolve into Cthulhu monsters. You telling me you don't like Cthulhu monsters? You don't want to see all the deranged madness that comes with the eldritch god of madness, and his slumber at the bottom of the sea. Oh shit, there's a window here. Nice. That dog is getting put down.
At your service.
Okay, I don't think that's gonna hit me. No, it did not. Cool. Smack. Oh yeah, that was a big smack. I'm happy about that. Okay, we're 22 HP on even. We do happen to have a bomb. We also happen to have this lovely little archer up here, or crossbowman up here. I don't want this crossbowman doing anything that's a little on the sketchy side. We're not behind him. You know what? We're definitely using the wrong build on even or whatever his name is, because he's built to be a backstabbing scoundrel weapon master, and we're trying to use him as like an off tank, which, by the way, does not work that well. So we'll need to swap his gear out a little bit and change his play style. Good dodge, though. Proud of you. Good dodge, though. Why are you guys all ranged units? You're French. Why are there so many ranged French units? Questionable science. That's weak. Yep. And armor. Okay. Yeah, that's not a range. That's a stab. Okay. Is anyone within range? Nope. Okay. Well, we're gonna just run on out here then, huh?
Consider it done.
All right. Nice. Can you do it again? Probably not with a 65%. No. Oh, that's what I get for questioning you. Holy shit. Okay, I'm fine with that. Damn. Coming in hot. All right. So we are in a bit of a pickle here. These guys are just going to be, you know, kind of doing their thing. What I need is Theo to get his ass up here. Not just up here, but right here. And that's going to use all of his movement, though. But if I only go to right here, I get an extra movement point. Or I still get my action. So we're going to come up here, and then we're going to use Fervor. Heal ourselves with our holiness, I guess.
Ready to go?
Now we're going to move right here. And this is probably not a good spot to be, but that's all right. Because these guys are range units, just like me.
Give up.
55%, that was a terrible person to shoot at. And let's try this guy. That's 50%. That's also 55 was actually the better one to shoot at. I should have moved into a different position, but that's fine. All right, ending that turn. We'll see how this goes. I don't think there's anyone else besides these two. I don't think. Bro, Resilient is awesome. Theo is such a freaking, like, he is a man's man. All right, like straight up man's man. This guy does not care. He is going to just be a pain in the ass. He is unkillable. Not actually unkillable, but he's very
At your
tanky.
command.
He is a very, very tanky boy. So yeah, concussive strike. They are now taunted. Cool. We took damage. Congratulations. We hit even harder. Well, never mind, because I'm a protector. I'm not a. I'm an idiot. Okay.
That hit the mark.
Let's ignore that. Now we're gonna go for the damage from behind.
At your command.
And this right here is exactly what our boy Ivan is built for. He is built to come up from behind and stab them in the back. That's what he's really built for. So we're gonna see how this goes. 1 damage. Bro, he's so tanky. And then this right here is how it works, right? Just go. Boom. Backstab. Also, another backstab. So he's really meant for backstabbing. I built him to be like a dagger boy. I don't know why I gave him a shield and then expected him to actually do stuff. So he's got a dagger, shield, dagger. Okay, that's his build. I just never paid attention. Weapon masters or duelists have the ability to equip 2 sets of gear. So yeah. Okay, complete the Battle of Black Monday is our next big mission. Let's see, where are we at on the map of France here? Do we have anyone that's captured? We have a rescue. We have a capture target. Oh, we have a capture target. Do I have anyone that actually has shackles? Shackles. Do you have shackles? I don't know. We're about to find out. Hold up. Before I just start sending people here all willy-nilly, there's nothing. Okay, cool. It's just an easy, there's no gotchas or anything like that. So we'll send in Gwenole and we'll send in Syndrin. And then we're going to send in Falquez because he's kind of tanky. And we'll send in Colin because I want to have no, we need another ranged unit. We could do Melisandre. Melisandre is a pretty strong ranged unit. Shackles. Falquez. I need you to take some shackles, homie. We got any shackles? Where are all of the shackles? Who has the shackles? Okay, Falquez, you're not allowed to. Okay. I need someone who has shackles. I know Overlord has shackles. So let's pull out Falquez and put in Overlord for a second, right? Hit continue. We're going to remove his shackles. And that, right? And then we're going to hit back. We're going to remove Overlord, and then we're going to put in Falquez again, okay? And now we're going to give Falquez the shackles, okay? Everyone following me here? Okay, we're good. We are good. We're going to send our companions out. They're going to start traveling there. We got one group heading back. And yeah. Market's been restocked. Back to domain. I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good right now. We can take a look at our barracks and see if there's anyone that we can train and start getting them a little bit more leveled up. Overlord, how close are you to being healed, my guy? Like, we are in a bit of a pickle here. Let's go to the chapel real quick. $27 days. Oh shit. There's 3 out of 3 in rehab right now. Wait. Does rehab not get rid of their freaking wounds? I don't think it does. It doesn't. Oh shit. Okay. So yeah. All right. They get rehab to remove their debuffs, but they still have 1 out of 1 wound. So if they go down again in combat, they're dead. Got it. So okay. Oh, that's spooky. All right. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. All right, we are back. Maybe you need a hospital or something similar? Potentially. I'm not entirely sure because... So, we're playing on a harder difficulty, right? And I know the chapel is essentially meant to heal the effects of wounds sustained by companions who have fallen in battle. Once they are healed, they can be sent back out on missions. So... Once companions receive the maximum number of wounds possible, determined by the game's difficulty level, they will die the next time they fall in combat. Okay, so that makes sense. You can't remove wounds, okay? However, if if a unit is wounded and they haven't been treated yet, they cannot go out into battle, okay? So see how that's got 0 HP, whereas this guy's got full HP and a wound? That's the difference. They have to go through rehabilitation to be able to go back out into combat. Like Overlord can go back into combat. Elise can go back in. Godfrey cannot. So what that really means is we need to recruit some more units because we're going to start losing some very quickly. Very quickly. All right, so now that I'm aware of how this is going to go, let's go ahead and recruit us at least an alchemist. Okay, we're going to recruit an alchemist, and then let's go for probably a crusader or two. We only have level 2 crusaders here. This guy's got 190. I don't know why you cost 190. Why do you cost 190? That makes no sense to me. I don't understand why some of these units are more expensive than others. But what we are going to do is we're going to utilize our Crusader buff that we have right now quite a bit, and we're going to start like leaning into Crusaders pretty heavily. We do need to get a better way of dealing direct damage, and being able to hire a level 4 unit right off the bat, totally worth it. So I'm definitely doing that. Okay, we're getting out of recruitment now, and now we're going to go back to companions. I need some of our lower level units that we just recruited to get trained. How many level 2s we have? You train. You train. Okay. We're going to train almost all of our level 2s. If we have any more. Any more level 2s? No. Cool. I'm not sure. We have 18 days on them. Can I train a level 3? I don't want to actually do that to Jonathan here. Now that I think about it. But yeah. Is there a max recruits? Is this like XCOM where recruiting too many dilutes XP gains as recruits don't get enough action? Yes. So that is a thing, right? Because some of your recruits won't actively see battle as often, right? Or if you're constantly getting your units injured. So here's the other thing, right? Let's find an example. Wallace was in a fight, right? He survived with 6 HP. Well, he has 13 more days before he's fully healed. So that's 2 weeks, essentially, right? Well, if we go to the map, this is available for 1 more day. And these guys have 8 days of travel. So if you want to think about it, 13 days, mind you, Wallace was in a battle. He wasn't in the last battle. He was in the battle before that. So this is 16 days of travel, or actually probably 18 days, because I think it's been a day or 2. So we had 1 squad going here and then back. And then by the time that this squad comes back, Wallace will be healed. So at least if you send 2 squads out at a time, you need to be able to field at least 4 full squads at all times, right? Because anyone that gets injured, whether or not they get knocked out, right, whether or not they die, which if they do, you need to be able to constantly replenish those. And I haven't had anyone die. I have had people get knocked down. That's why I have wounded units, right? So you have to have enough units in your backlog to be able to send out squads, because you basically always want all of your squads deployed at all times. Either towards story missions where you're building people up to go to your story mission, which is Black Monday here. And you do that by doing all your skirmishes, right? And this right here is, available for another 6 days. It's not very much in the way of rewards. This is actually more rewarding. So this is a 7-day journey. Okay. But I can't send out anyone that's low on health. I can't send out anyone that is already being sent out. I can't send out anyone that is injured and is healing, right? Or anyone that's got wounds because they're in rehab. So this is effectively what's going on here, right? And then some of these missions won't let you send out people who are level 4 because there's like drawbacks, right? So like, let's look at this mission real quick. This mission, only level 3 companions or lower can take part in this battle. So we can only send out level 3 units, which is, Jonathan, Thibault, Elise, and let's send out Elise and Madeline, right? So I'm happy with Thibault. Jonathan will be fine. I do kind of want, okay, yeah, Thibault will have to work as our backstabbing guy essentially for DPS. Elise is pretty tanky. Let's go ahead and see how this is going to work out. All right. But yeah, I was in the middle of explaining something and I forgot. God, ADHD, man. So yeah, we're gonna do experimental bomb. That way we gain extra healing flasks. Essentially, we're gonna select those. Now we're gonna go over here. I'm actually gonna get rid of this and pick up an extra healing flask. No, we're gonna keep the fire flask. That wombo combo of pitch and fire flask is too important. This guy doesn't need anything. You don't need anything. I'm swapping you off your hammer. You do not need a hammer. We're gonna use a halberd on you too. Halberds are just too good to not use. Okay. But yeah. So I was talking about recruits, right? And having like a lot of units. So I could only select from maybe, I didn't even have enough to where I could send out 2 full squads worth there that were level 3, right? That would fit the criteria of this. So I don't have that many units. And it definitely feels like, oh dude, this is gonna be really good. This is a really good one that gives a decent amount of all resources, and it's only available for 5 days. So we're not going to be able to do it. That's unfortunate. But yeah, there is that effect, but you can train people, not just sending them into combat, but there is training available as well, right? Where you can level up. So that way, if you get like a bunch of level 1 or level 2 recruits, you can send them into training for like 2 weeks and they'll automatically like level up. And it does cost gold, but I mean, I would rather do that. That way you can replenish your units that are level 4 or 5 or whatever level quicker. And that way you don't that way you can recruit like the mid-tier units that are easily able to replenish. But if you have like some really cheap ones that you can pull in and then start throwing them out there into training, that way, you know, you got several ways of replenishing your units. Okay, so we need to free the prisoner and eliminate the guards around it, and then escort the prisoner to the extraction zone. Okay, well, sending it. I think we'll be okay. But now that I know that this is going to be the scenario we're in, we can't get rid of wounds. I think it's time for us to prepare to take on Black Monday. I do think Black Monday is going to be good. They're locked out if they're too high or penalized.
Forward.
They're locked out. You like this straight up would not let me select any unit that was 4 or higher. I was only allowed to use level 3 units. 3 units or below. So I could send out level 2 units too if I wanted to, but that doesn't sound like a good idea. Probably shouldn't have sent Elise like directly out, like just straight up barreling down the path here, but I mean, it's okay, right? I think we'll be fine. We're just gonna send them all way out here. Get ready to do our little rescue mission. Man, dude, they move so far. How are they able to move? Okay, well, I guess everyone can move pretty far if you're sprinting nonstop, right? And then you. Yeah, you can't move that far because you're a freaking alchemist. Your crossbow slows you down. Okay, so we have a capturable enemy here, and I don't think any of our guys actually
Your service.
Yes.
have anything to capture with. No, we don't. We have surveillance, though. Use surveillance, please. I want to see. Let me see some stuff. What we got? Okay. Yeah, we have a capturable unit here, which we're not going to be able to capture. Okay. I'm going to get both of my tank units prepared over here. And then we will get our rogue, or our beastmaster, rather, and our dog set up for over here. As well as have our alchemist over here. Our 2 tanks should be able to sustain themselves long enough and deal a lot of damage with halberds. I'm feeling pretty confident on this setup here. I don't know if they're going to actually find us. No, they did not. Okay.
At your service.
Yes.
Can I throw a pitch? I can throw a pitch. Let's do that. Throw some pitch. Get it to where they're coming this way. I want them to go towards the tanks. Yes, like that. Exactly like that. Okay, cool. Do we have movement? Do we have a line of... Yeah, we do have line of fire over here. Okay. All right. Tanks are in
At your
place.
command. God guides my hand. I won't disappoint you.
Time for us to start dominating some of these guys. Taking them down. Okay. That's nice. All right, cool. You, over here.
On the move.
Gonna hide. Get into cover. Cool. Dog. And have the dog run straight through the pitch and just start mauling. And we'll get our rogue over here. We're gonna see how this goes. I have no idea. Probably sent it a little too hard, but hey, we're at least in position on top of some of their squishy boys. Okay, so you managed to poison everybody, including yourself and the prisoner. Not fun. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. This person needs to get just bombarded.
Repent.
Nice.
Very well.
Okay. This halberdier has not taken any damage, so we're gonna have them do all the damage right here. We didn't have shackles, so there's no point in attempting to do a capture. Now we're gonna use fervor to heal up our main tank, our one here that was taking damage, right?
Ready when you are.
Now, fight. Coordinated strike. And now teamwork. Boom. Nice. I like that. Like that a lot. Cool. Now, next up,
Yes.
one of the fun things is that our dog does not provoke attacks of opportunity. That's one of its special abilities. Bears are just tanky, right? They're big and beefy, and they're able to taunt. Dogs, on the other hand, do not provoke attack of opportunity. So they're able to go do things and then run away without having issues. Okay, so he really does not like that dog. Okay. We have 15 turns to get everybody over there and get them out.
Very well.
I do not know how many enemies there are still on this map, or where they are, or if there's going to be reinforcements. Typically, there are reinforcements that are going to come in after this round.
Yes?
So what we're going to have to do is get everyone up here and get everyone out as quickly as we possibly can.
With me.
Get our tanks up here. These halberdiers, like a combo of halberdiers, is disgusting. Like, I think Crusaders are really strong, and especially since they have 4 ticks of armor now, that's pretty freaking cool. Enemy turn. Oh, they're already there. Noted. So they spawned in right here. I don't think we're close enough. On our alchemist is definitely not close enough to actually get there.
Consider it done.
Like, he can run, but he is not going to get there. And the problem is, if you evacuate before you get all your units out, guess what?
At your
They
service.
suffer wounds. I don't know about you. I don't feel like dealing with wounds. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our priority target safe. We're going to keep our dog alive.
Yes?
At your command. I won't fail you.
Okay. We're going to get everyone into some defensive stances and get prepped and ready for the incoming attacks of dog and weapons and everything like that. That's what we're doing here. See how this goes. That was not a freaking weapon. Well, I guess it was. That was not what I was expecting. I was not anticipating a freaking firebomb. Like, come on now. I swear to God, if you throw another fire flask. Oh, no, you just smacked me with fucking Okay. And that's a poison grenade. All right. Do we have enough movement? We do have enough movement to get there. Okay. It'll be a little spicy, but we can get there. We just need to evacuate. We do not need to kill everybody. We do not need to kill anybody, actually. We just need to run. Now, the question is, can everyone get here? And the answer is definitely yes. Okay.
I won't
So
fail
I'm
you.
going to get them here. Then we're gonna attack
Out of
this
my
guy
way.
in the back. You are gonna come right on up here. How far can you move? You can get all the way up to here. Cool. So we're gonna get everyone into the evacuation zone. I'm gonna try and get one more kill in just for funsies. I don't think that dog's going to use an attack of opportunity. No, it did not. Cool. It's because it's not facing us. Okay, so we're going to use our dog to do a little bit of damage here. Okay. And then our guy is going to use coordinated strike.
Together!
Get a nice little kill going. Cool. And now we're gonna get our dog out.
Yes.
Nope, you're not moving.
Ready to
You
go.
are. Yep, you're just gonna take an attack of opportunity. That is what it is. Everyone's ready. We're out. Everyone's out. No one got knocked down. No issues there. We're gaining the weapon experience. We got a level on Jonathan. Level on Thibault. I think that's what that is. Or they were just fresh level 3. Elise is almost level 4. So yeah, okay, not bad. What are we looking at here? Forge, I know we just upgraded a lot of our crap, right? Yeah, we have a refined crossbow and a refined halberd. The halberd's really good. Let's take a look at the armor. Are we in a position where we could start getting refined crusader armor? It gives us 2 more health and 5% bonus reflexes. Refined flare. Okay, so we're still at the 3 armor points for crusader armor, but that is going to give us more HP as well as some more reflexes, and reflexes essentially dodge. Yeah, so a 5% bonus to dodge is nice, right? And then if we upgrade the flare armor, that'll eventually give us 1 armor point on our flares, which are the archers and rogues that are running around without any armor. And just so everyone's aware, armor gives you a 10% reduction to incoming damage. It can get shredded and removed by hammers and maces and some abilities. So it's not perfect, but it does help. Let's do that. And I want all of my crusaders at this point. I think I've realized what I like for my crusaders, so I'm going to build them all very similarly. I do like how Theo's built, but so the thing is Unrelenting is cool, except it's the first time you take damage on your turn. And I don't know if Retribution works the same way, which is kind of neat, but honestly, gaining Resilient, which gives you an extra armor point, every time you take the first time you take damage on your turn is it's just really strong. Marcel, we're gonna set you up as a ignore target armor, 15% critical hit chance increase, duel. Yeah, we're setting you up to be a yeah, we're gonna give you taunt. Weapon master is pretty good because it can afflict prone, bleeding, or weakened. But I do think increasing critical hit chance and potentially going for like a backstab real quick, right? While still being able to set yourself up for pretty nice outgoing damage is solid. Okay. You're currently set up with dual daggers and then a dagger and a shield. I don't want you to have both. Let's set you up with a halberd, okay? And we are not going to give you a dagger and a shield, but we are going to give you an actual sword. Sword would be better for tanking. The halberd's going to be better for damage output, and the halberd will also help us regenerate lost armor points. But so does Fortress. The shield helps, right? But I mean, 3 to 4 damage, 1 range. This gives us -1 movement. So honestly, but if I equip this, does this lower our reflexes? 25%, 20%. Okay, it gives us 10 willpower, 6 movement. What does willpower do? Resisting debuffs and increases chance of last stand. Okay. Honestly, I think the buckler might be better because we can regenerate our lost armor. Well, eventually we'll be able to do it through hold the line. So for the time being, we will use the full shield. Okay. How do we want to do this? Defensive shot is cool, but I think getting the elusive shot might be better for us. It helps us better with repositioning. And repositioning for me is very important. I very much so enjoy having the ability to reposition units. Okay, so let's take a look at this. We have one. Okay, yeah, we're not in a position yet where we can have everyone prepped and ready to go, but okay. We have a Flayer, a Crusader, not a Crusader, sorry. Flayer, a Duelist, Beastmaster, and an Alchemist. And we're going in against the capture target. I have no idea what kind of capture we have here. Hopefully it's something really good, but it may not be. We'll find out. I'm not entirely sure how many different capturable units there are. It is entirely possible that there is a capturable unit out there that like you can stack the same ones over and over again and just make one thing really cool or really powerful, right? Which I think would be neat, like being able to increase my are you the capturable unit? Okay, you're a skirmisher. But I think it'd be really cool to like continuously upgrade my Crusader armor points or something like that, right? Over and over again. Do I have anyone that has surveillance?
Ready when you are.
No, I did not grab a surveillance person. That's rough.
On the move.
Okay. We're gonna send our archer up. Okay, I don't see anybody here. Let's send them up more. Okay, we have no red squares. Full sending it. See if there's anything closer. Red square is way up there. Okay, we have plenty of room to move. One thing I will say is I kind of wish that there was an easier way of like moving all your units, because I'm not like, I mean, I'm just nitpicking a little bit here, is that it's kind of tedious with how far away you are when you first start getting everyone into position. It's the same problem XCOM has too, to be honest. Got to find those synergies and tell us about it in a guide. I'm gonna have to. Some of these synergies are a lot of fun. but a lot of the synergies seem to be like same class synergies, right? And some of those like really strong synergies are just like, oh yeah, this is dope. Like my Crusaders right now are very strong. They're very tanky, and the only way they go down is just because I'm dumb and I'm not paying attention, right? But they weren't as tanky when my first one went down. My first one went down before I got my the new capture effect, where it gives them all an extra point of armor. So that's like one of the things, right? Whereas I've got, you know, Overlord. No, this isn't Overlord. Who is this? Gwenole. Yeah, this is Gwenole. She's got a heal. Oh, Gwenole is an alchemist. Okay. But I've got her with a bow. That's why it's throwing me for a bit of a loop here. But yeah. So once you hit like level 4 with your alchemist, you get a 3rd flask. And remember, these are only single use during combat. I actually need to get rid of her fire flask and probably give her another healing flask. But yeah. 3 pikemen, 1 crusader. Pretty much, man. Just have everyone with a halberdier. Just everyone's a halberdier crusader, and they run towards you, and you just go, ah. I think there's a limit to how many of the same class you can put in. I think it's like 2 or 3 without you, before you start getting penalized. But I don't know what the penalties are. I have to look into that. I have to experiment on max run speed. All right, guys, we're just going to barrel down here. We're going to get them all in a single line, and we're going to skewer them on these halberds. That's our game plan. Are you sure this is the right? I don't care. We're sending it, man.
Yes.
The reason I like halberds so much is because they attack twice when you have 2 enemies lined up. So
Yes.
it gives you a ton of DPS, and they also have the ability to regenerate armor. So that's one of the issues Crusaders have, right? Or any of your super armored units, typically a well-armored unit, and I don't have one here for an example, right? But typically a well-armored unit is going to be your tank. It's going to be in the front line, right? It's going to be, you know, I'm just going to send them in there. Now, obviously, I want to make sure I'm positioning them to where they're not getting completely foobarred. But if I send in a tank, I expect them to be able to absorb damage. That's their role. That's their job, right? Your tanks can still get hit with armor shred, which reduces their armor. Therefore, they're not able to absorb as much damage. For every 10% damage absorption, it's pretty nice, right? You got 5 pips of armor. Okay, well, that you're only taking half damage. A crit's not going to hit you for 20. It's going to hit you for 10 or less. Depending on what type of weapon they have, right? But once you start getting that armor shred, well, now that damage is going to rack up quicker, and you're not as like bulky anymore, and you're not able to do that. And when you're positioned as a tank, but now you're no longer tanky, you're going to die, right? So being able to regenerate armor points is very important. Or being able to sustain yourself by applying heals over time is very important, which is why I have them built that way. And halberdiers, when you have 2 enemies next to each other, right? So let's say we had a unit right here and one right there, and I had a halberdier right here. If I stabbed both of them, because a halberd has a range of 2 tiles, so you can attack once diagonally or 2 squares away, but it attacks both of them in a line. If it hits 2 units at the same time, it'll attack again for like 50% or like slightly reduced damage. So it'll do a lot of damage in one attack, and then you can attack twice because you have 2 action points. So you get 4 damage opportunities when they're next to each other, and you can kill a lot of units really quickly if they're all in a line. But yeah. Oh, you're about halfway through watching that cursed run where I kept rolling spearmint? Bro, that run was a lot of fun, though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, man. Dracus did great, okay? But now my new run that I'm going through, I'm not allowed to put any points into movement speed. And let me tell you, it's a completely different ball game when you're not able to just out position people left and right. You have to just take the brunt of every unit in War Tales, and that gets a little rough. Okay, let's see here. Poison and despair on units. Okay, well, that's neat. So what we're gonna do, capture the target. Okay, we're gonna apply poison and despair. No, we're not. At least not right here. Not doing that yet. Okay.
Very well.
Let's try it again. Let's see. Caltrops. We have caltrops? Yeah, we do have caltrops. Sending it. I have finished the last year when it came out. Any major changes? No. I have not. I don't know. I do not believe there have been any major changes yet. I haven't played through the entire game, so I can't tell you if there are major changes, but I have not seen any big release patch notes or major updates. So I believe this game is, I wouldn't say it's not being supported anymore. I just haven't seen any major releases or any DLCs or anything like that get it announced, right? I don't want to do that. I do kind of want to do that. I need to do something to get rid of this guy's armor, though. Do we have anyone that... Do you have a... No, you don't have armor shred. That's rough. Okay. Do you have armor shred? No, you don't. That's the other thing. You want to make sure you actually have armor shred. Because eventually you're going to get a hold of tanks that don't want to die. And if you only have armor pierce, but you don't have armor shred on all your units, so you need to have some way of removing their armor. Or you need to have an ability to... No, I definitely did that wrong. I did not do that in a good manner, but whatever, we'll figure it out. See if we can apply bleed. Bleed? Nope. Okay, coordinated strike it is.
Together.
Kill him, bear. Nope. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, you definitely want to get to a point where you're able to reduce their armor points, because if you don't, you're just going to have a really bad time.
Consider it done.
Yes. On the move. Don't expect mercy.
And either everyone needs to have a form of armor pierce, or everyone needs to have you need to have a few units that have a way of removing armor instead of just piercing it.
My blade
That's
is yours.
kind of what I was getting at. But all things considered, still a fun game. Not the bear. Not the bear, bro. Stop beating up my bear. Okay. Now that was just rude. That was also just kind of rude. Okay, you. No, I don't want to do that. You.
I won't disappoint you. You're mine.
Really? Okay.
At your command.
Okay. Now that's taken care of. Oh, I got caltrops in the way. That's why. Who has the thing to capture? Oh, Falquez does. Noted. You. Or better yet, bear. Attack. Falquez.
Yes.
How much movement do you have? Okay, you can go to there. Sendrin, we're going to almost kill him. Holy shit. Okay.
well.
Did not mean to do that, but I'll... Okay. Shackles. Okay. Shackles. Oh, you can only use it once a turn. Well, shit. All
My
right.
blade is yours.
That's kind
At
of
your
rough.
command.
I don't want to accidentally kill this guy. So now we have to just wait in defensive stance. Because if we kill him, we don't get to a, we don't win. And my poor bear is just getting bullied right now. Thank you. Thank you for the capture. That is what I needed. I wish you did that last turn. Okay. Now, time for us to start bullying some people. You track down and eliminate all enemy units. Easy. Our bear, is he poisoned? What do you have? What's wrong with you? Yeah, you are poisoned. That's rough. Okay. Heal. See if we can get a kill in over here.
I'm ready. Very well.
We don't really need to worry too much about cover here. I want Syndrin and the bear to rush this alchemist in the back corner. That's essentially what we're going for. I think we can manage it. Okay, before he attacks, I want the bear to come up here. And the bear's gonna get the first attack in. This guy is Boobard. 8 damage, nice.
Ready to go.
This guy's not hurting enough to actually get execution, which is kind of rough, but whatever. He poisoned? Okay, he is. Cool. Hopefully the bear survives. We'll find out. Oh shit. That's not good. Bear's not going to survive now because I didn't realize that they were right there. Okay, well, rip. That is what you call a blunder and not paying attention to your surroundings. This is rough. It's going to be very rough, actually. Bear down. Bear's not dead. I mean, the bear's definitely, like, probably dead, but we get the bear back. The bear will regenerate somehow, some way. That's how it works. So.
I'm ready.
It's kind of a, oh no, anyway. All right, and now we have the opportunity to use our halberd the way that we needed to. Okay. So, halberd time. Halberd goes stab. Halberd goes stab a second time. Because of our one attack. Halberd goes stab. Boom. We got 2 kills. And like that was pretty quick. Well, can't really see very much because of the dead bear, but okay. I am glad we are doing some damage here. I don't know if we're gonna have a good angle if we do this. Let's see here. For 13 HP, I don't want to necessarily do too much dumb crap, right? At least with our alchemist here, we can definitely throw this for disease and poison, despair and poison, right? And then we can apply weakened as well if we want. 95% chance of weakened. That's pretty good. We could also go for fire. Which, without having, you know, the pitch, you don't set all the pitch on fire. But that's okay. It's something that we just have to deal with. All right. And now what we're going to do is we are going to do... okay. We're gonna throw caltrops right on top of these guys. And then we're gonna go for a defensive shot against this guy. And we got resilient regardless if we hit or not, but okay. So they're both poisoned and they're in caltrops, so they're taking damage, right? Okay, now we're in a little bit of a better spot. We're going to take care of the alchemist because I'm tired of healing flasks.
Give up.
trying to share the damage a little bit here. Okay, and let's go ahead and use Duel. Should apply Taunt.
Yes.
Yeah, it did. And we'll go for the kill. All right, that went pretty well. I honestly thought that was going to go a little bit worse, but I'm okay with that. Flare capture increases your flare's armor points by 1. Okay, well, I don't really use my flares that much when it comes down to that, right? We are going to free this guy. And we're going to free this guy. I don't need either of them. A bonus armor point to flares, which I don't use as tanks. I mean, it's beneficial, but it's not really that good. Now, stacking Crusader armor points, I think would be really cool. But we don't have that right now, right? So now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the map. And we're going to be, I think we'll be in a pretty good position for Black Monday once our groups come back. We now have fire bolts and arrows, right? We have serrated arrows, bolts, poison arrow, bolts, and pitch grenade. Those are the last that we can do here. How expensive? Man, those are pretty expensive too. And once again, these are like consumables, right? So I don't think they restock once you burn through them in battle. They're kind of just gone. That's why you have to buy more. Like we have how many? Oh, we have 10 of these. And we have 1 of these. Okay, never mind. I think these are all just one-time use during the combat, but they actually stay around and they restock. Okay, so let me double check here. Consumable can be bought as often as you like. Your companions can then equip consumables and use them in battle. When you use a consumable in battle, it is consumed for that battle, but it can then be used again in the next battle. Cool. So yeah, sweet. So these are actually a lot better than I thought they would be. Sweet. And we have plenty of leather now, so we're actually going to buy like 4. So yes, I definitely need to use consumables instead of sitting on them. Holy crap, that's huge. I did not know that they got replenished every battle, so that is pretty big. Which means consumables are very, very important. I'm over here making the game harder on myself by being dumb. Okay, we have 1. Okay, we have both squads available. Let's just, for funsies, let's see what we're looking like here. Who are our available units? We can send in Overlord. We could send in Adric. Theo's our tankiest tank boy, right? We could send in Wallace or Marcel. Either of them would work. Is Melisandre available? Melisandre is available. Okay. So we can definitely send in someone like Wallace or Marcel. I don't think Marcel would be a bad idea. Right? Oh, I backed out. Rescue Nicholas and find out more about this mysterious kidnappers. Requires level 4. Recommended upgrades are reinforced. And we have some of our units are going to be using refined gear. So we should be in a pretty decent spot. I wouldn't mind having a couple extra, but we'll see how this goes. We'll take Theo. We will take... Yeah, we can send in Wallace. Wallace is pretty tanky. He just doesn't have so much sustain as like Theo, right? And we'll send in Melisandre. That way we have 2 range units, 2 tank units. Or an off tank and a tank. And we will pray to God that Overlord doesn't die. We'll give him an advanced bomb. And we will do... let's do fire bolts, I guess. And currently you have a poison flask. We're gonna replace that with a healing flask. 1 fire, 2 heals. Okay, feeling pretty good on that. Theo, you have an antidote currently. You don't necessarily need an antidote. Well, maybe an antidote, honestly. Yeah, just in the off chance you get poisoned, because that's one of the ways to get through you. Wallace, you have a regular bomb. We're going to get rid of your regular bomb, give you an enhanced bomb. You have shackles. I'm okay with that. Melisandre, you have a bomb. Let's get rid of that. You have poison arrows, which I'm okay with. We'll give you an enhanced bomb. All right. I'm okay with this. And if Overlord dies, Overlord dies. We do have a level 3 unit that's going instead of a full level 4 squad, but I think we will be okay. I think. I hope. I hope. And let's go ahead. We're going to go to the forge real quick. And can we make a refined axe? Ooh, refined shield would actually be really good, but we don't have the wood for that. Do we already have a refined axe? We have reinforced axe. We do not have a refined axe. Where's axe? Axe. Refined axe. How long? It's going to take 14 days. I don't think we're going to have that in time. You got this. Thanks, buddy. I need someone that believes in me, because I sure freaking don't. Man, Loki's going to be so pissed because he's not here today. And if Wallace dies after he asked for that, he's going to be so upset. Okay. We all have all of our rehabilitation done. We can... What can we do here? We are out of wood. We need wood bad. We're just going to have to wait. Black Monday. All right. Hope this works. Story mission harder. Story missions have like bosses.
No quarter.
So yeah, they're harder. All right. 43, and this is a French knight. We have follower of the order, and I have no clue how many enemy units there's going to be. It's going to be a decent amount. That's all I know. Good news is I've got good old Theo here, or Mega Tank. And yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to get everyone into position. Okay, we have a gate. Oh. That gave Theo an extra movement action. Wish I knew that. I would have prepped everybody to be right up here at the threshold. It's okay.
Very well.
Get Wallace up here. We're gonna get everyone into a position, essentially. That way we can push from one side. I don't want to try to flank here. I don't have the...
My blade is yours.
I'm not a huge fan of the layout of this, and it seems to be a fairly symmetrical room. For the most part. There isn't much that we can gain from pushing this way. I mean, there is some form of, like, stuff here, but it also looks like there's enemies through here as well. So, getting a tank to occupy these guys while this guy tries to push in. He only has 22 HP. We'd be able to take that out pretty easily.
At your command.
So we're gonna get Theo like already in position to take anybody that comes towards us, right? Now, we do have better gear than what it recommends. On average, we are rocking refined, which is much better than whatever it is that they recommend, right? We're gonna move Overlord right on up here.
At your command.
Wallace. I'm gonna move Wallace up here.
Yes.
Melisandre, we're gonna get you up here, but you're not gonna attack yet. I want them to burn their turn finding us. That's the big thing. I want them to burn their turn finding us, which Are you kidding me? Okay. All right, game. Guess not. That's okay. Because now... Ooh, I don't want to do that. I mean, I kind of want to do that, but I don't want to do that.
Give up.
So instead, let's see if we can draw him a little bit closer. Okay, so there's another crossbowman back there. All right, cool.
Yes.
I'm gonna throw it right here. Okay, so I really need to throw it like right here. And then I don't actually. I don't necessarily want to burn my fiery flask already, so instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and we're going to go for a shot on the guy who has heavy armor, because armor pierce will penetrate and
I
go
won't
through armor,
disappoint
right?
you. Heathen.
All right, we missed the follower of the order. Wallace, I need you to do some damage, my guy.
You're no match for me. Just warming up.
I won't
Wallace,
disappoint
homie,
you.
I needed you to deal damage, not miss.
I'm ready. I won't disappoint
I
you.
don't think we had
At
enough
your
damage
command.
output to even get a kill here. Unless we get a crit. Lucky crit. Nope. Alright. Let's see what they've got. Yeah, that's some weird shit right there. I don't know if you guys saw that like blood transfusion looking thing, but yeah, that's spooky. Okay, of course. All right, Overlord, you need to like, we need to. Never mind, Overlord died already. Oh my God, because he was bleeding. That's so dumb. I'm so pissed. All right. Should have invoked some taunts or something. I am so mad at myself right now. Now I gotta go through the rest of it. Not only is Overlord dead because he already had a wound, right? But now I have to go through the rest of this freaking story mission with one less unit. I was not expecting that to happen that way, but all right.
My blade is yours.
All right, let's see here. Some medium fantasy over there. Yeah, I was like, I'm not expecting that,
You are.
but it is what it is.
You're mine.
At your command.
Yeah, this is like one of the reasons why when people ask, they're like, how do you know it's like dark fantasy or whatever? I'm like, well, you see, you fight enemies and they can do blood shit. Like, I don't know how else to explain it without giving away too much of the plot, but story missions, like when you're fighting the skirmishes, oh yeah, it's not that bad, right? But then you see these guys start using blood magic, and you're like, what? This guy's over here just destroying our armor right now. All right, thanks, buddy. Let me just regenerate that real quick.
God guides my hand.
All right, I'm taking this guy out. It's the last thing I do.
My turn.
This tank killed Overlord, man. Like, actually killed him. Not just a little bit. Actually freaking killed him. Okay, now we're gonna get into a position where we're gonna actually shoot this crossbow guy. Well, so I thought. Or so I thought.
Blade is
Okay,
yours.
you. We're getting on top of this guy. That's an Arbalist of the Order. He does blood magic. I have no idea how spooky he's gonna be, but we need to get him tied down. Bro, why are we getting crit left and right? Like, come on now. This isn't even fun.
You're mine.
Shoot. Don't miss. I understand why they said level
won't
4 now.
disappoint you.
Like, holy shit. Okay. Okay, our secondary on him is a mace.
Just warming up. I was trained for this.
Bro, we miss
Yes.
so many times. This is getting annoying. Okay. Mace, mace. Mace, mace. We got to get aggressive here because holy crap. This is only the first room. I know there's going to be a lot more fights here. And Wallace over here
At your command.
getting freaking hammered, dude.
Yes.
And he doesn't have the sustain
On
that
the move.
Theo does, so Theo needs to actually start taking the brunt
Out of
this.
my way.
Oh, he's on offensive
Yes.
mode. That's the issue. I really needed Theo to be
Yes.
on taunt mode. I didn't realize Theo wasn't on taunt mode. That entire time. Use enhanced bomb real quick. Give us a pocket heal. We don't have any of our healing flasks because Overlord died before we could even do anything, so that's kind of rough. So we'll use 2 of our bombs, and hopefully we are in a good enough position to keep moving.
With me.
All right, Theo, that is only one
With
of
me.
our action points worth of movement. Go ahead and pop Fervor. That'll get you
Yes.
back up to basically full HP.
Understood.
And now we will get everyone else into a position where we're at least in a slightly better spot. Man, dude, I'm very upset that we lost Overlord already. But it is on brand for Overlord to die first and be our first actual death. Very on brand. Oh, it's this freaking fight. This was in the demo too. This is not gonna be fun, especially down a unit. Okay. Swap him over to defensive ability.
With me.
Is Overlord dead? Yes. Overlord is DED dead. He is DED dead. These dogs look a little different. They've got like glowing red eyes. Why are their eyes glowing?
We have visitors who are a little too curious. Attack! Dinner is served.
Okay. We have an entire pack of dogs here. We have 2 over here, 1 here. We don't have... We have a couple of area of effect, or area of denial abilities, right? So that's what we're gonna do.
Caltrop's here.
I need to do as much area of denial, or at least try to discourage them from coming from one side. That way I can funnel them
command.
all over here.
At your service.
Kind of our game plan. And that way Theo can do his job and attempt to tank as much damage as possible, right? So we've got the taunt going. And we are going to go ahead and give ourselves resilient. Make us a little bit tankier with 50% reduced incoming damage.
My blade is yours.
We are going to get her. What does this do? Critical hit chance increased by... Okay, that's what that does. Got it. This guy's got 28 HP. I want them to come to...
First to move.
We'll use Overwatch.
Getting into position.
And we're gonna wait. I'm I'm hoping she survives. I'm hoping this slowdown helps. Looks like it did. Okay, so he's got 3 dogs on him. This one's coming around this way, which is the way I wanted that to go. Cool. Now we're in a bit of a pickle.
Don't expect mercy.
Sure would be nice if we had, you know, an extra unit or something.
At your command. That hit the mark.
Cool. That helps a little bit there. Okay. Now what we need to do is we need to taunt. I will taunt this guy. And I am going to taunt that one. So both of those dogs are taunted. So they'll attack Theo. That one bled out. Now I gotta worry about her getting attacked by 2 dogs, because that's what's probably gonna happen. Yep. Because she's the squishiest unit. Okay, we now have 60% damage reduction. All right.
That hit the mark.
Did we apply rooted? Cool, we did. Nice. 3 to 8. Oh my god.
At your service. You're no match for me.
At your command.
Get a kill, please. Thank you. All right, we're attempting it still. It's getting sketchy. I don't want her dying, but it's definitely starting to look like Melisandre may go down too. Theo's doing the best he can with all the taunts. We just don't have enough taunts available, really.
Yes?
Okay, we got both taunts going.
Yes.
Thank frickin' God. All right. We're gonna move her over here.
Getting into position. Ah!
Now we're gonna be able to start dealing some damage.
Yes.
Theo's still
Just
doing his
warming
job.
up.
Theo's barely taking any damage from
I
tanking
was
the
trained
dogs
for
too.
this.
Like that's the difference between the armor, right? I mean, she's been taking a lot of hits, but Theo honestly just kind of doesn't care. He shrugs it off. So being able to just routinely tank the damage is pretty freaking nice.
Ready to go?
Okay. Hitting enemies from behind to do any extra damage? Yes, you can. The problem is, it's not that you deal extra damage necessarily. It increases your critical hit chance, and it also increases your likelihood to hit. Okay. So 2 bears and him, the pitmaster.
Yes?
Okay. This is going to get spooky.
At your command. Ah!
Now what we're going to do is we're going to pop Fervor here so we can get back up to full health on Theo, and then we're going to use Fortress so we can give ourselves resilience. Make it to where we have, at the very bare bones,
At your
50% damage reduction incoming, right? Wallace, on the other hand, doesn't have a way to regenerate health, but he does have resilient, so that will make him a little bit beefier, and then we'll go into a defensive stance to try and help him out. I'm hoping they can't get a hold of Melisandre. Hoping. Seems that is the case. They cannot get a hold of her. They got really freaking close, though. Okay. Now, Theo, taunt. Thank you.
Yes?
That's spooky.
At your
Very
command.
spooky. I want you to take the damage. And you missed. Cool. They missed. You, taunt. 95% chance. Cool. Both bears have been taunted.
I won't
That actually gave us an
disappoint you.
attack of opportunity as well. We're going to go ahead and utilize poisoned arrows. And I think this one is already taunted. Yes, both of these guys are taunted.
Stand back.
Let's see if we can apply poison. We did. Cool. Now we're going to use defensive shot. This one is going to take a lot of damage from poison. Not to worry about now. And we are doing really well overall. Let's go ahead and just go for dealing with the bear. I want this bear to die. This one's going to be not that much of an issue at this
I
point
was trained for this.
because it is taunted and it is already poisoned, right? This one I want to die as well, obviously. So I think both of these bears, this one's going to bleed out. That one's going to just come over here and hit Theo. It's going to turn him around, right? Oh, it doesn't turn him around, but he's got a shit ton of bonus armor right now. Okay, cool. So now what we can do is we're going to hit this guy. We're going to try to taunt him, which we did. Now we're going to turn around. We're going to hit the bear again. Bear's dead. Works for me.
On my way.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, weapon
No
master.
match for me.
I'm ready.
We're gonna get her to where she's not right next to him. I don't want any part of that. We're gonna go ahead and root him,
Give
and we
up.
are going to just shoot him from the back. Wallace, slash. Okay. Having the ability to taunt is so important. Oh my god, I am so mad that I fucked up that first encounter. Holy shit, Theo is a god. All right, end the turn. Now what is it? Explore the tunnels. Oh, we have to keep going. Oh shit. All right, Theo, are you poisoned? Who's poisoned? Wallace is. Get rid of your poison, buddy. Best I can do. All right. We are
At your command.
a little battered and bruised at this
Understood.
point. We're a little fucked up.
Yes. On my way.
But don't worry, Theo's the man. I'm gonna need Theo to fucking do everything at this point. He is incredibly tanky. He's gonna have to be the bread and butter, right? I'm fairly certain there's gonna be another fight out here at this point, right? Oh yeah, this. Oh boy. This is not looking too hot. Man, this sure would be nice if I had a fourth freaking unit that had all my heals. Fight with the bears actually went pretty well. Oh no,
Yes?
that's the problem. I think
Yes.
that is the problem. I think we're about to find out why the fight with the bears went well. Man, I wish this worked to heal other people. Is this literally a cauldron of blood? We just have a bunch of hanged, like, people hanging over this cauldron, just dripping in there. Okay, all right, game. I see you. Oh boy, Theo, you are the chosen one. Congratulations, buddy. Bro, don't tell me all of this shit underneath here's blood as well. Like this is a fucked up room.
Sit prospera voltas, et gloria nobis triumphum nobis tribuatur, nostri laboris fructus prosperitatis lucis lumen. In silentio mentis, in nomine occulto, per via arcanae sapientiae, per mysterium voluntatis, sic fiat successus noster, sub astrae suprateram, virtus in nobis, in nomine occultum, interagimus, lucem aeternam, viam ad prosperitatem.
They started the ritual. They're trying to activate the stone to destroy Paris. You must stop them.
Intruders! Kill them all!
All right, here we go. Sending it. We don't have the health to fight this out properly. This is gonna get a little bit spooky. Okay, so we have their tank over here. We have an arbalist up here. We have, oh boy, we have two arbalists, one on either side. We don't have the health to tank the arbalist.
I won't
from
disappoint
Melisandre.
you.
That's the problem. I am actually like concerned here. I have a feeling she's gonna die. What
Magic
I
command.
can do is I can get up on top of one of these guys and basically just smack the shit out of him. Right? That's essentially what we can do. We can do that with Theo.
At your command.
And Wallace can also get all the way up here. But he won't be able to smack the shit out of him. He'll just be able to get up here. How far can Melisandre go?
At your command.
You can get up to like here, right? No, that's both of your valid points. Okay, that's both of your movement points. But if I go like here, right?
No
Go
problem.
here. Use caltrops, right? We're gonna use caltrops after these guys move. First, we're gonna move Theo.
With me. May justice be served.
That's unfortunate.
Yes.
That's the other thing that irks me about the game sometimes. It's the just the oh yeah, get fucked, mate. You're not allowed to actually do like hit things. Come on now. Pop Fortress, kind of pray a little bit, stay in the way.
You are.
That way, you know. Eat some caltrops. I don't know how far they can move. I definitely think they can move far enough, though. I guess we'll do defensive shot.
Dodge
and pray.
that.
All right, we'll send out. See how this goes. So this is funny. Basically, this guy's now taking all the damage.
I feel weakened.
And they're just continuously healing one another while taking the damage left and right. They're just bouncing the damage left and right. Okay. That's spooky. I'm not even sure if we're going to be in a position where we're going to even win this.
Dodge that!
Yes? You're no match for me.
I won't disappoint you.
Okay. First and foremost, I'm coming right on down here next to this preacher, and I'm taunting him. I do not care. You get taunted. 100%. Get taunted. Get the shit smacked out of you, too. I sure hope Wallace stays alive. That's all I'm going to say. Get him into some half cover at the very least, right? What? 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 I don't think we're winning this, guys. I don't think we're winning this. Time to pop fervor. Preacher's at 18 HP. I need to find a way to deal some damage and also not die. I need to root this guy. Try to root him. Okay, 100% root. I'm okay with that. That helps. And they're applying more bleeds. How much damage are you gonna take from bleed, homie? 12. Oh my god. Okay.
May justice be served. Out of my way.
I think we may have to flee or try again. Well, that guy got blinded, right?
At your service.
We can wait. We'll go through one more turn, see how this goes. All these serrated bolts are definitely not helping me right now. Theo's tanky, but he ain't that tanky. Especially when he continuously just gets beaten to crap. Oh my god, he got crit from behind.
Nation.
Yeah. And desecration gives him, oh, he heals from that too. And Theo's down. Yep, we're back now. We're leaving. We're fleeing the battle. Is there a restart mechanic? Not on the hard mode. Overlord died. Wallace and Theo both took an injury. Melisandre injured, or got out fine. Overlord has died from the last wounds they sustained in battle. Their name has been added to the memorial in the Great Hall. View the memorial. Overlord was killed by Duelist of the Order. Damn, it's tragic, my man. On Autumn 1st. Damn. And we thought we would be okay, but no, we were not. We got completely freaking decimated. So yeah, we weren't ready. We were not ready. Is what it is. That is unfortunate, my friends. Unfortunate. That is a toughie. So yes, this game is definitely challenging to an extent. I was not playing well enough with the taunts. I definitely need to swap some of that stuff out. I feel like 2 Crusaders is probably the bread and butter, because you definitely want to be able to continuously taunt people, right? So, yep, we're going to wait for those guys to come back. And honestly, at that point, guys, it's going to be a time for us to wrap up the stream. Our enemies have become more powerful. Great. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Think you could have won with 4 at the end? I think I would have been in a better position if I had 4. I don't think Wallace, honestly, I don't think the builds that I'm using on some of these units are good. I think some of them are really good. I don't think all of them are good, though. I think I'm using too many units as tanks when in all reality I need to use specific units for specific things, and since I'm not doing that, it's causing issues, right? I am pretty confident that like that story mission will be easy to handle at some point, but I do think I need to figure out exactly what each unit type is good at, and then what they're not good at, right? And that's ultimately what we need to do. But anyway, guys, that is all we've got. I want to thank you all for coming and hanging out tonight. We will be back next Friday, most likely with some War Tales. I am planning on putting out some polls just to see, you know, kind of feel the temperatures of the waters of what games people want to see besides, you know, War Tales as our standard live stream playthrough series right now. Because obviously this channel originally started out as kind of like a variety channel, right? And then War Tales was my biggest following, and then it kind of turned into a War Tales channel, but I don't necessarily want it to be only War Tales, so yeah. We'll talk about that later. But anyway, guys, thanks again for tuning in. Hope to catch you all on Friday, and until